price. Now out to $3.80, and the way things are trending here may in fact start longer than that. Of course, the Gai Waterhouse and Adrian Bott stable looking for a race-to-race double here. Now a $3.80 chance race favourite Aditi.
Well back in the field as they come towards the bend is Elderberry second last with the Sonic Boom, and Celestial Storm in front of those as they turn with Tabata Set. Exploring 3 out. In the centre is Ode to Joy, and back on the fence is Aditi. A length and a half away back in, or Feroshi I should say, in between the 2 leaders. 2 lengths away then came Zuzuko to Sonic Boom, and Sensical trying to run on. It's Feroshi on the outside exploring. Feroshi exploring. Here comes Sensical, and Zuzuko starting to storm to Sonic Boom. Does Sonic Boom went boom to Sonic Boom from second last. A big win. Has raced home to win. Second prize will go to Zuzuko. Third will be Sensical. And
huge win on debut. Blake Shin times it perfectly to Sonic Boom, the filly by Spirit of Boom, which cost $300,000 at the Inglis Premier yearling sale. Has made the colts.
Length slower than the boys. So, yeah, take from that what you will. Look.
Tie on for the first time. First up last preparation. It won the McNeil, the Group 3 at Caulfield over the 1200, beating a smart one in Afghan.
So they will have to pull out a beauty. They round the bend. The front runner on the inside is Mary McBoy. Gets away from the fence as they flatten at the 500. Maximilius cruises up to him. 2 lengths away, Royal Merchant. Then came Jackano. Bankmore starting to put in the lengthy ones. And then further back to Breathless Dame. It's Maximilius hitting the front. Royal Merchant on the outside running a cheeky race with Bankmore. Jackano back to the inside. Ruthless Dame coming on now. It's Bankmore moving up on the outside of Royal Merchant. Ruthless Dame is flying on the outside. Jackano flew up on the fence and got the money. Jackano a nose on the line to Bankmore and Ruthless Dame. Possibly that order in a 3-way cliffhanger. Royal Merchant close up from...
He knows where the line is. He is such an impressive colt, and he will get up in the shadows of the post. Damien Lane burst him through the gap. He accelerated away and got there. Defeated Bankmore, who ran some...
Yes. Oh, it was an exciting finish to what was a fantastic race. Jackano, what a turn of foot he's got.
All days in New Zealand.
One thing he's good at is knocking people around, but he's a playful bugger. He's safe, though. Good boy.
So runners are in the yard for our feature race, the Fujitsu General Eskimo Prince Stakes over 12.
Clearly the field, Capital Queen just shows the way from Toronomica the outside. Aft Cabin goes to third on the outside of Zoo Tiger. Then Williamsburg from Communist, Brosnan, Sajardin. Osipenko's on a wide path at the 600 metres. Capital Queen really being eyeballed here by Toronomica. A length and a half to the favourite Aft Cabin on the outside of Zoo Tiger. Markwood already getting itchy fingers on Zoo Tiger as they straighten up. Toronomica races to a narrow lead now from Capital Queen. Aft Cabin is still cruising in third, followed by Communist, Williamsburg, Zoo Tiger under a very vigorous ride looking for clear running. McDonald said go now on Aft Cabin, and the favourite races 2 lengths clear. Zoo Tiger goes to second, then came Communist, but it's a great return to racing for Aft Cabin. A big winner, Zoo Tiger second, Communist third in front of Brosnan. Osipenko next, followed in by Torres.
That was arrogant. That was a dominant win. He's back and back in a big way. We know this.
Cummings. Oh, class with a capital C. The way he accelerated and he owned the race. The whole way he owned it, and he flattened out, and he could.
It's a beautiful trophy, and it has that. It's about sustained speed. The Black Caviar Lightning Stakes. 1,000
money come for Nature Strip, $1.95 and 90% of the hold now here at PointsBet with that runner. Of the other 10%, well, Coolangatta's had some friends, albeit $6.50 out to $7.50 on race day. Buenos Noches there.
Buenos Noches, Ball of Fire, and I Wish I Win is last. So Marabi is the leader. 700 metres to go from Nature Strip. September runs nice and close, and Coolangatta wider on the track. A length and a half, Bella Nipotina Mullane, followed by Fire, Buenos Noches, Baller. I Wish I Win is last in the Lightning. 450 metres to go. Nature Strip drives up on the inside to match Marabi. They're a length and a half. September run, Coolangatta. Then came Bella Nipotina, and further back in the field, Mullane. It's Nature Strip trying to kick. Coolangatta's getting close, and September run back on the inside at the 150. September run drives through, and Coolangatta, then Bella Nipotina. Coolangatta in the centre lifts. Coolangatta in front of Bella Nipotina. I Wish I Win late. Coolangatta announces herself and wins it from I Wish I Win Bella Nipotina, September Run. Then Buena Noches. Next, Nature Strip, Bowler, Marabi.
But let's concentrate on this new little princess who became a queen today. Her name is Coolangatta. That was some win. She's still emerging horse called I Wish I Win. I mean, bring on the new market for him. He's won a Golden Eagle. There's a real X factor about him. And Coolangatta.
She was, and what about the record of 3-year-old fillies in the Lightning? She's had to defy that, hasn't she? And she's done it so well. It's not an easy thing to do, but she...
At Melbourne at the moment, Steel City is your rock-solid favourite here, $4.80, but we're holding more money on Barber. These two went up 5. Someone's opened the door on your earlier favourite today at 9 a.m. That $4.40 out to $6. Little Bros.
The field is now set for the Ladbrokes Blue Diamond Stakes. Car. Next in the field, Don Corleone to Sonic Boom, and then well back in the field is Barber at this stage, 3 wide, and VC is 4 wide around him as they're about to charge down the hill at the 750. 2 lengths away, Brave Halo, and then came Sensical Dubonenko, and at the tail of the field is Picky. So the Instructor is the leader, 600 metres to go, led by a Neck Exploring. Then came Steel City, third on the inside of Extreme Threat. Further back, Zolfikar and Party for Two from Little Bros. VC, Brave Halo goes via the Cape, and then came Barber. Back behind the Arkansas Kid, Don Corleone, Dubonenko and Sensical. It's the Instructor with Exploring moving up on the outside, but Steel City's trying for a run on the inner and got chopped out. Then Extreme Threat, back behind them, Little Bros. Then Brave Halo, Zolfikar, Don Corleone, the Instructor with 150 to go, grabbed by Little Bros. Little Bros takes the lead from Arkansas Kid, Don Corleone, Little Bros. It's Hayes again. Little Bros 3/4 of a length. Second, Don Corleone from Arkansas Kid or Brave Halo, and then came Dubonenko. Next to finish, Extreme Threat, Barber, Zolfikar, and then came Party for Two. Next, Picky, Barber, well back in the field. Steel City with also...
Lindsay Park have got a 10th Blue Diamond. Ben and JD's, their second victory at the highest level, comes in a race that has been in the family for half a century. Dad David won it on 6 occasions. Their grandfather Colin won it 3 times. And Little Bros.
From a long way back, there's plenty to take out of this race, and Steel City, red colours, bolting behind the leaders, has nowhere to go.
Then Extreme Threat, back behind them, Little Bros. Then Brave Halo, Zolfikar, Don Corleone, the Instructor, with 150 to go, grabbed by Little Bros. Little Bros takes the lead from Arkansas Kid, Don Corleone, Little Bros. It's Hayes again. Little Bros 3/4 of a length.
10th Group 1 for the family. David won 6, Colin won 3. Now Ben and JD have got themselves.
Him from that inside barrier to follow Alligator Blood. Watch the little change of tactics to try and have him nice and positive. The
2011 of the Futurity.
So Alligator Blood, well, he's at the $2.90, but geez, Thunder, he's tightened up back into $3. So the top 270.
And 2 further back at the end of the field, my Oberon. So Nugget just sits up down the hill, led by a length and a quarter. In second, Alligator Blood. They were followed by I'm Thunderstruck, who's only 2 lengths off the lead. Followed by Aegon, Mr. Brightside, my Oberon. Up around the turn at the 450. Nugget joined by Alligator Blood, who's about to get going. They leave the fence. Aegon's got a run. I'm Thunderstruck's only 2 lengths off them. Then Mr. Brightside. So it's Nugget, 300 metres to go, joined by Alligator Blood, Aegon, and I'm Thunderstruck down the middle. Alligator Blood looking for a 5th Group 1 at the 150, led 3/4 of a length from I'm Thunderstruck, who can't get there. Then Mr. Brightside, but the gate has done it again. Alligator Blood wins it by a length. Mr. Brightside, I'm Thunderstruck. Then Aegon or Nugget, and last of the 6 was my Oberon in a fabulous race.
25th Group 1 for Blake Shin. He controlled it perfectly. It was perhaps a race that it could unfold that way, that Alligator Blood would get it on his terms, and he's got a 5th Group 1 under the belt. He simply...
Bound for the All-Star Mile, second up. Mr. Brightside, Ben, once again, running home in some of the best sectionals of the day.
This is a really interesting start to the race. So you see Mr. Brightside. It's going to be tough, though, for Mr. Brightside to turn the tables and Alligator Blood going to an All-Star Mile, given I thought that was his opportunity to maybe pressure him, try and find out if there are any vulnerabilities first up. Alligator Blood.
Is In Secret. Our traders are keen to take her on. They're coming, though, for Zoo Gotcha on the second line of betting. So In Secret now, just given that she is the lay of the day, she's out to 240 from 220 this morning. Zoo Gotcha has gone 5 into 4, 8 into 11. Sunshine in Paris out of touch to 12s. Madame Pommery to Cinderella Days 21, and then
very close to heels as North Star Lass gallops to a clear lead by 2 lengths on Cinderella Days. Zoo Gotcha third. In Secret on the improve in fourth, followed by Ruthless Dame on a 3-wide pass around Revolutionary Miss. Sunshine in Paris. Wolverine gets onto Ruthless Dame's back. Further back to Fireburn. Rosita a lot more love. She's a belter, still pulling hard back in the field. And Madame Pommery's locked up on the fence, coming around the turn. North Star Lass swings in front by a link to Cinderella Days. Zoo Gotcha moving up 3 wide. In Secret just a little bit cluttered up at the moment. Then Ruthless Dame as Cinderella Days moved up to take the lead. Zoo Gotcha giving chase. Now In Secret goes back to the inside from Ruthless Dame, sticking on well. It's Cinderella Days. Zoo Gotcha In Secret winding up now. In Secret takes the run to take the lead. Coming home hard again as Ruthless Dame the outsider. Oh, and through the middle, Sunshine in Paris. Here's a great 4-way go. I'm really not sure. Ruthless Dame, Sunshine in Paris, Zoo Gotcha, and the favourite In Secret.
They were both charging. Zoo Gotcha will be improved by the run. She was in the mix. Have a look at this. 4 good fillies. They're going to hit it now. And hit it now they do. And it's outside you would think. And Sunshine in Paris. Lizzie, you've picked the yard for the surround. Take a deep breath, young woman.
What a ride, and Annabelle Neesham gets it.
Annabelle's looking at the
Finish it was them in second, and Zoo Gotcha, who I had someone ask me and think, who do you think won? I thought Zoo Gotcha. Ended up running fourth.
How did she finish fourth?
Some good runs there. In Secret, probably a better horse back to 1,200 metres. Sunshine in Paris.
So what a field it is. Only $600,000. It seems a little light. South Wales, but Lizzie is the champ. He picks himself, doesn't he?
he does pick himself. He was really impressed that we have left. So I know a lot of the punters will be cheering him home, not just for his short price quote there. Fangirl is on the second line of betting. She's eased a
This has been strong early. On Knight's Order really being tested by Mo'unga. Bowman just has to ease back a little bit and let Knight's Order have his own way. Leads by a half length to Mo'unga, but the pace has been strong early. Bodigan gets to a clear third. 2 lengths away to Hinge, followed by Fangirl, then Camarapaho. Laws of Indices next on the rails inside the hot favourite Animo. 2 lengths then to Benno from Huetor, Modophilia, and Stockman is the last one. Inside the 600 metres, Knight's Order and Mo'unga. They've been at it from the start. 2 lengths away to Bodigan and a clear third, followed by Hinge, then Camarapaho. Animo gets onto his back, and Fangirl is pinching. Good ground, very good ground as they turn for home. It's Knight's Order and Mo'unga the outside. Fangirl has to go back to the inside. Animo lets loose now, and he lets go with a big sprint in the middle of the track, and the Super Stallion Animo races to the lead and kicked away from Mo'unga. Fangirl, and then came Laws of Indices, but here's Group 1 win, number 8 for the great Animo, destroys them in the Chipping Norton. Fangirl second, Mo'unga Brave in third, followed by Laws of Indices, Modophilia late, further back to Hinged and Knight's Order, a gap to...
Well, he is a champion, and that was silly. And J-Mac gets a 9th Group 1 for the season, and Animo gets an 8th career 1 and 5 for this season.
Good, as simple as that. And you can add to that, Bruce, 8 Group 1. So you think about it, and it puts him alongside Better Loosen Up, More Joyous, Scalacci, Superimpose, Mahogany, Takeover Target. He's in that bracket. So he's in the conversation in the future, Bruce, you would say, for a Hall of Fame.
Oh, in it. That was utter dominance from Animo. And, you know, Fangirl wasn't the best part of it. There's no excuses for the opposition. The margin belied the dominance of that win. It's, as you'd expect, rated through the roof, and he's the best horse in the country now. There's no doubts about that.
I think that he might get a little bit longer as well. As we look at the second line of betting, we've got Gravina at 420. Good push here for Profondo, and he is our worst way home, so he'll be our biggest loss if he wins. 7 into $6. Quantico is at
lead. Think about it, right there on the rails. Bandersnatch the outside, and Profondo plonks in 4th position. Clear then from Riadini and Sabak further back. Think About It takes the lead now. by a half length on Gravina, and Profondo rails to third inside Bandersnatch. Then came Riadini, 3 back the inside of Sabak. Then came Ranch Hand from Rocketing By, and Quadrical had to come from last to beat them. It's Think About It, shooting for 4 in a row, turning the corner in front by a length and a half to Gravina. Profondo still on the inside, Bandersnatch coming off heels. They're followed by Sabak, Rocketing By, Quantico to the outside, but Think About It going great guns inside the 200 metres, 2 lengths clear from Gravina, who can't really pick up the ground. Then came Bandersnatch, but Think About It going through the classes, and there's 4 in a row. Think About It beats Gravina and Bandersnatch. Sabak in 4th, followed by Riadini.
Question about that, it was bandwagon for a while. That's his best win.
That is his best win, and I love the way that Sam rode him. He was really positive out of the gates. He made sure that he made every post a winner, and he's the fit horse in the race. They all had to catch him, and that was an excellent performance. He had to...
range, but there is money coming for the others. Just the weight of money's pushing that price around a bit, so no knock if you are still on it. Jacquinot right there. Attrition and Legato getting some really, really good support late here. Legato, $9.50 into $7.50, 8 into 7 since we last spoke.
They're ready, and they're racing in the Australian Guineas. Elliptical from Barry and a Legato, followed by Bankman's in that group. 2 lengths away, Legato, followed by Bankmore. Jacquinot is fired up third last, fighting the jockey from Virtuous Circle, and laced up heels last. Maximilius as they reach by Elkington Road. A length away, Attrition, Amenable, the Fortune Teller. Muramasa getting going from Japanese Emperor, Holy Man's Legato. Then Bankmore, Virtuous Circle. Jacquinot is second last, and at the end, laced up heels. So it's Elliptical up to Maximilius from Mr. Maestro and Elkington Road. Further back, Amenable, Holy Man's. Attrition to the middle of the course under the whip, followed by Japanese Emperor and Legato in crowded room. Oh, there's a fall. Maximilius has crashed, brought down Holy Man's. 250 out. Attrition moves up, takes the lead from Elliptical. Japanese Emperor, Bankmore and Jacquinot late. Japanese Emperor and Attrition, stride for stride. Attrition just in front. The filly Legato is driving at them and got up. The filly, the Kiwi, Legato has nailed Attrition. Japanese Emperor third, Photo fourth, Bankmore Amenable. Japanese Emperor's run a massive race. Then Jacquinot Elliptical in a dramatic standby for further news. Legato, the Kiwi filly. It's Michael D with another Group 1.
A spellbinding performance from Legato. She simply had no right to win that race. Go back and watch it from every 6th filly to win the Australian. Somehow able to pick Legato up, and she becomes the 6th filly to win the Australian Guineas in its...
The 6th filly to win the Australian Guineas in its 38 running since the mid-1980s, and you put her alongside horses of the quality in Miss Finland, Mystic Journey. It does say a lot about her pedigree, I suppose, so far, and what she's been able to do at New Zealand. She was tremendously unlucky.
That's a big effort. The bubble burst on Jacquinot going to the 1,600 metres, but he's pulled up with EIPH, so there might have been a minor excuse there. But whether we see him again, there was talk that he may be retired following this and could be a case of job done, and that might be well and truly what happens with Jacquinot. He's a multiple Group 1 winner and at 1,400 metres, but just couldn't take the next step. You've got a feel for Mitch Friedman with Attrition, went oh so close and looked as though he was going to pick up a Group 1 victory, but in the shadows of the post, it must just feel Legato was able to pick him up. Certainly a long way from the top.
Fall earlier, so he's going to be on Gentleman Roy. We're going to give this market a little bit of time to just fluctuate and eventuate because it has been quite the delay here. So punters just hearing hasn't ticked in. The second best.
So Sebon, Gentleman, outside of Luna Flair in the Club Silks, Port Phillip, and he's a shocker. That's the order, 650 metres to go. Gentleman Roy kept them running by about a length and a quarter to Valou, if anything, getting a little bit closer. Call Sign Mav is third from So Sebon, a couple to Pounding, and then came along the inside Ryazan, Smoke and Romans, Banker's Choice, and then Uncle Bryn, Luna Flair, and back in the field then is Port Phillip, Bear Story, and he's a shocker. So Gentleman Roy first to straighten at the 350, looking to do it all. Kick clear, 2 legs, Call Sign Mav, Tuvalu, Pounding, and then came Ryazan, who's getting a split from Nonconformist. Gentleman Roy at the 150, starting to paddle, Nonconformist grabbing it, followed by Pounding and Banker's Choice, but Nonconformist drives away for Harry Coffey, and Nonconformist won the Blamey. Second Pounding, third Banker's Choice, Photo fourth, Gentleman Royal on the inside, Ryazan, who's run a beauty. Then came Uncle.
Kick in behind them in third, and here Nonconformist, who just didn't have things to suit in the spring, particularly condition-wise. Wins first up for the first time in 6 goes. Had
obviously, but that was in
outstandingly well, non-conformist. We know his class. He has that second placing in a Caulfield Cup to incentivise in what was a high-class Caulfield Cup. But
1600-metre races yesterday at Flemington being the one that Munamuk won, the Guineas and the Blamey. This was the quickest overall time of those three and quickest by quite some time, 95, you know.
Truckload of money that's clearly being seen elsewhere with Tab. Remark at $4 is on the second line. Now, Giga Kick, interesting. $2.80 out to $4.60 about Giga Kick, $4.60 into $3.30 about Eduardo. And yet there's 70% more money on Giga Kick than there is on Eduardo.
66, the Bopper. Then came Sacred Satano and Giga Kick last 8 off the lead. Eduardo leads at the 600 by a length and a half. Now 2 lengths on Passive Aggressive. Remark in third, 2 lengths away. Then Key Largo, Palali cluttered up, followed by Sacred Satano, Shelby 66. Giga Kick still last. Eduardo being cuddled by Nash coming up the rise. 2 lengths clear from Passive Aggressive. Remark being stoked up. Giga Kick 6 off them, getting to the outside. Eduardo in front from Passive Aggressive. It's Eduardo. Passive Aggressive running a huge race. Eduardo from Passive Aggressive is getting deeper out. Eduardo, Passive Aggressive lunges. I think missed. I think Eduardo knows. To Passive Aggressive, they're wide apart. Third between Giga Kick and Remark. Then Key Largo from the Bopper.
Caviar in the prize money and right up behind Santa Ana Lane. So he goes past Black Caviar and from there he has got the bob to win over Passive Aggressive. Giga Kick was excellent. Remark had every chance, ran well.
Oh, I reckon has he got the outside? Has that Passive Aggressive? There looks to be a margin. My eye is not ideal, or is that a dead heat? Oh, Bruce, help me, help me, help me.
Well,
half a millimetre, Lizzie.
Yeah, such a brave performance from Passive Aggressive and Eduardo, both of them. I mean, it's hard to really split a winner when you have a look at those two horses, but I'm sure that Graham Begg will be
flying. We saw her last preparation sort of come through the grades, and this was a fantastic victory, albeit by the barest of margins. Speaking with Graham this morning, he said he's just going to let the dust settle and wait a week before making a decision on where she heads next. But you can't not look at that replay and think, what a performance from Giga Kick heading towards the TJ Smith Stakes. It was just about the run of the day yesterday in defeat. He was huge, and I'd imagine with himself.
Passive Aggressive's only defeat was to your mare in Chain of Lightning in the Cochrane last spring. I imagine
50. That said, the money is definitely on. 50% of the hold and 3 times more than the next best backed runner, which is Golden Mile. The third best backed runner is actually Cascadian, but as we have a look at the flux, which tell us another story, Golden Mile 460 to 5.
Old Flame from Artorias, 3 wide is Quantico. Well back in the field now, Cascadian from Kerwin's Lane and Argentia's last of all. 600 metres to run, Electric Girl a half in front to Imperatriz. Lombardo tucked away on the inside third, followed by Golden Mile. Converge deeper out on the track from Old Flame. Deeper out then is Quantico. Artorias strung up between runners, Cascadian back on the rails, up the rise, Electric Girl. Really being tested now by Imperatriz. And McDonald let the New Zealand mare go, and Imperatriz raced a length clear from Electric Girl. Then came Golden Mile from Converge, Kerwin's Lane, but Imperatriz a length and a half clear. Artorias is bursting home late. Imperatriz in front. Artorias! Wow, Artorias bombed her and won the Canterbury Stakes right on the wire. So Artorias really being tested now by Imperatriz, and McDonald let the New Zealand mare go, and Imperatriz raced a length clear from Electric Girl. Then came Golden Mile from Converge, Kerwin's Lane, but Imperatriz a length and a half clear. Artorias is bursting home late. Imperatriz in front. Artorias! Wow, Artorias bombed her and won the Canterbury Stakes right on the wire. So Artorias beat Imperatriz, third between Electric Girl, Golden Mile, then Cascadian. Further back, Converge from Kerwin's Lane.
He has done it. I thought she was home. I made a big mistake. I actually told Katie she was home, Lizzie. It has not gone down well, I can tell you. Electric Girls I know so well, but Artorias, in so many ways, how good is it to see him come back like this and for Zach to win, eh?
Incredible gap at the right time, Richo.
And once he got that gap, didn't he just put his nose down and charge at it? That was brilliant. So before today, it was 10.
This volume was getting turned up and turned up and turned up, and that's such a significant win for that horse who's obviously going to have a stud career to look forward to.
It's big to see him come back from that European or UK campaign where he was brave in defeat in the Platinum Jubilee, then went to a July Cup.
Good size field for the sires, the Group 2 for the 2-year-olds, stepping up to the 1400.
Yeah, I wanted smells of an upset, and you're getting plenty of value right down the line in this market here, punters, with the drifting favourite V8 having a good sweat down the neck and on the shoulder. He is at 280 out to $4.50 now. Dubonnet
coming up towards the home corner as they reach the 650. Ganbari in front of Sassy Boom. They slacken the tempo. The Spirit of Zero, then Alfonso in fourth. Amur is fifth out, 3 wide. V8 perched behind them from Porta Rosa, Freak of Nature, Apulia well back, Fist of Fury, and also Tom Kitten. There's another one down that was brought down. We'll get back to it later in the straight. 400 metres to go. Sassy Boom, Alfonso move up and take the lead with Amur. V8's trying to extricate off their back, about to do that from Fists of Fury. It's Amur on the outside taking the lead. V8 gets out and Apulia down the outside. V8 lets down. 100 metres to go. Takes the lead. Surges clear. 2 legs Apulia. V8, what a nice winner. V8 wins for Apulia, Amur, Fists of Fury. Tom Kitten in 5th place. They were followed next in the field by Freak of Nature. And
respectively, but there might not be a better named horse than V8 getting around at the moment. 2 for 2, both of them in spectacular fashion as Damien Lane was able to extricate this horse who was a early purchase of Magic Millions Gold Coast National wheeling buy out of a Yulong.
He looks a bit of a raw talent. He's not the finished product in the mounting yard, according to Jane Ivel, but there's a lot of talent there. So he's going to be a really interesting horse heading to Sydney for a race like the Size Produce. And
victory was impressive. It might have been against the B graders, but it just looked like a really impressive victory to me.
And also
6 through the week, then 26 into 18 on race day. Always a great race. I Wish I Win.
He's just a very in secret. Dean Holland replaces Jamie Carr, won the light fingers, then a blanket finish for 3rd in this round.
Following a same preparation way that James Cummings has prepared her. She likes Flemington. She's a Group 1 winner and she gets in very light here.
Shy Win. Geez, he got out to $5.50 at one stage, being replaced by In Secret, but he's back into favouritism. Clear-cut favouritism. $4.50 your favourite on race day. And a good push late for I Wish I Win, Luke Nolan, Team Moody. There you go, In Secret. Geez, you get
horse Bella Nipotina. Swats, that's in the next line from Chain of Lightning, Star Patrol. Then came Private Eye. In Secret's 3rd last in that pack over on the flat side rail from Buena Noches, and also September Run coming virtually up the outside. The Astrologist led Marzu, and then Lofty Strike Baller, and I Wish I Win is last in that group of 5 coming up the outside onto the course proper. 500 metres to go. Snapper led from in second. Rockin' Horse Front Page. In Secret's only 2 off the lead. Private Eye back to the inside with Bella Nipotina coming up the outskirts. The Astrologist Marzu, and I Wish I Win is the widest. Plenty of hopes. In Secret took the front. 250 metres to go from Front Page. Private Eye, then I Wish I Win the outside. In Secret the leader. 100 metres to go. Lofty Strike is flashing down the outside, but it's the filly In Secret holding on. In Secret won the Newmarket. In Secret from Lofty Strike and I Wish I Win. They were followed by Private Eye or Marzu from Buena Noches, the Astrologist Front Page. Back behind them just
a 40th Group 1 for James Cummings. It comes with a pickup rider, Dean Holland replacing the injured Jamie Carr on this flying filly In Secret. It's going to be 15, 9 and 3. The 3-year-olds have Cornellaed the race. Lofty Strike runs so gallantly again into a placing, and I Wish I Win, who was perhaps looking for a toe-in from someone on the outside rail, was the best of the older horses, running on into 3rd.
Updates on them through the course of the show, but Dean Holland being one of the few riders on course, being able to take the ride at 51.5 kilos on In Secret, executed things to a T on the filly.
Yeah, so what we first had is...
Doesn't she? I mean, her win in the straight, doesn't she? I mean, her win in the Coolmore was dominant. I thought her first couple of runs, this preparation, have been just fair. She's developing this tendency of just missing the starter touch. So full credit to Dean yesterday when she did, probably missed it a neck or a half length, but he wasn't flustered. He was happy just to sit back sort of.
As we all do, there was a bit of silence after there was that heavy fall, and that didn't really cross my... I wasn't right up Front Page's backside, but I had him in sight, and I had a really good bunny, so I elected to give myself a bit more room and go go back to the inside on front pages back, and from then on, everything just opened up, and it was as smooth as you could ever.
And what do you make of the performance of I Wish I Win, who's left of screen there in that group of 5 that went to the outside fence?
Yeah, well, thanks for Daily Sectionals. He did run the fastest last 800 of the day, I Wish I Win, but I think given how quickly they went, maybe it just dragged that real sprint out of him that we saw in the Lightning first up. Not sure. I think the winner was just too good. Lofty
open today at $3.40, now gets out to $3.80. So if your favourite backer, that might be of some appeal. Now, you won't get a better price with any other online bookmaker than Tab for Shinzo. It's on the second line of betting, $4.60, now into $4.40.
Zilla taken back, and Shinzo's going to settle it clear last. So introducing hold to the front from Zulfikar. Bases loaded, taken hold of there and presenting it. Getting a bit keyed, fired up on the outside of Mahaba. Still firing up, bases loaded. 2 after Bolden Blazon from Gusto Sissimo, then Limburg. Shinzo pulling 3 wide, followed by Adana, and Godzilla still last of all. So introducing leads coming around the turn from Zulfikar, and bases loaded. When restrained has been very keen in the run. Mahaba back on the inside, 4th. Gusto Sissimo trying to pull out. Shinzo letting down with a lot of authority today. Introducing at the 250, shows the way, starting to wander. Shinzo moves up the outside, Mahaba the inside, then bases loaded. It's Shinzo moving up to take the lead. Shinzo gets the upper hand from Mahaba and introducing. Oh, much sharper today, Shinzo. And off to the slipper for Shinzo. Went on to beat Mahaba. Battle for 3rd there between the stablemates. Introducing and bases loaded. Not sure. Further
more, and Sir Peter Vella and those types of people into a golden slipper, let alone Chris Waller. He's done them a big favour, hasn't he?
He absolutely has, Bruce, and Shinzo now as their #1 colt going into a golden slipper. And not only that, the slipper picture has really developed into a, Godolphin Coolmore contest.
The blue, look at your market up on your screen. Steel City opened at $2.90, did touch $3.20, but back into $3 late. There's been a nibble at longer odds for Remedies for Tim Clark, as much as 8.
We're ready to go. And they're racing. Steel City's jumped at OK off the inside. Remedies jumped well to get the Untouchable Legend, and now Steel City's going to use the inside draw to hold out Remedy. Blanc second last and 2 lengths away to August Bloom. The favourite Steel City holds the front. Untouchable Legend got to a clear second now in advance of Shine Your Light and Remedies. Further back to Fire Lane on the outside of Tequis and Tutsa. Further back then to Hellbent on You. Deeper out is Camilla from Bianco Nero. Blanc to Blanc, pretty row. August Bloom as they straighten up. Steel City being nursed in the lead by 2 and Untouchable Legend, followed by Shine Your Light. Remedies running on, and a gap back to the rest, but Steel City going boldly inside the 250 from Untouchable Legend, then Remedies. Blanc to Blanc making steady headway now, and then came August Bloom, but Steel City's getting stronger, and the filly ripping away for a big win in the Magic Night. Steel City trounces them. Blanc to Blanc second. August Bloom got up for 3rd in front of Remedies, then Shine Your Light. Hellbent on You, Untouchable.
I reckon we've had it shaken up even more by that performance. And what I've loved, Lizzie, that was a really big ride for Regan Bayliss. Richo mentioned it earlier.
So Anna Visto at the moment at $5.50, Hinge at $6.50, Ruthless Dame and Espiona in the market, Hope in Your Heart at 9 double figures. Big price for the others. International Purple
Pay, and then came Mirror Vision. A couple of lengths in the field, then to She's a Belter is about midfield. In advance there of Espiona. 2 lengths away to Hope in Your Heart on the outside of Yearning. Ruthless Dame gets well back with Mustang Valley. Hinged to second last, and More Profit sees them all. They're strung out over plenty of yardage at the 800 metres. And Pride of Jenny leads by 2 lengths on Anna Visto. Torregine parks on the outside of Expat. Further back to Purple Pay, well positioned on the outside of Mirror Vision. A length and a half then to She's a Belter. Just clear from Espiona. Then came Hope in Your Heart. Further back to Yearning on the fence from Ruthless Dame. Mustang Valley. Hinge revved up second last, and More Profits as they swing. Pride of Jenny with a good lead into the straight. Anna Visto's gone. Pride of Jenny got 4 lengths in front from Expat. Espiona up the inside. Yearning up the inside. On the outside, it's She's a Belter starting to cut loose. Pride of Jenny's all out, and She's a Belter is belting home, and here's Espiona going up the inside. Espiona the fence from Pride of Jenny and She's a Belter. 3 of them in it now. Espiona, She's a Belter, Pride of Jenny. Espiona wins the Group 1. Espiona a nose on the line to Pride of Jenny, who was game in defeat. She's about a third.
He's got 5 Group 1s to his name, second only to Jay McEnall. Yes, 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 she has one. So, Lizzie, she's climbed the mountain that we all thought she would have climbed maybe earlier than this after that incredible run on Oaks Day a year and a half ago.
Yeah, Bruce, tit for you. A really strong performance, a master stroke from Chris Waller, and he's alongside Emma Friedman.
Not at her best, clearly, but what you didn't see on that vision was how fast they went early. They went nearly 33 seconds the first 600. I mean, absolutely.
From a standing start.
Flew and adds merit to Pride of Jenny's second. I mean, she set the tempo, so you didn't want to be too far back.
Well, he won them both anyway.
Conchita Bell.
Easy task.
Pride of Jenny was incredibly brave, like setting that
so brave.
blistering tempo. She was entitled to drop out at the 200, but on the line she was coming again at Espiona. You know, that was a phenomenal run. I mean, Kieran was Pride of Jenny.
And the winner gets a Group 1 that I think everybody has been expecting ever since she did what she did on Oaks Day 2021.
Yep, exactly. Dry ground. She doesn't like wet tracks. She got the dry ground yesterday and it was weighted well, and she's just a very good mare.
Stream choice again.
Flemington, and they're racing in the All-Star Mile.
The inaugural running in 2019 showcased a stunning performance.
Finish over the I'm with Mr. Brightside here. I think that he's paraded at his peak. I love his composure. He's one of the most relaxed horses wandering around the yard. So happy to be with Mr. Brightside here in the All-Star Mile.
Okay, here we go. It's all Alligator Blood. He's a big loss on the books for Sportsbet. Come on, punters, let's get him home, the chomper. I'm Thunderstruck, next best at your $6.50. Just trims up half a point, but Mr. Brightside also with him there at $7. The top 3 absolutely strip out the mark.
So Keats has gone to the front, 1,000 metres to go, and is going to ensure a good tempo and led by about 2.5 lengths. Craig Newitt looks over the right shoulder. He's got 2 lengths now on Gentleman Roy and Nugget third. Next is Laws of Indices, who's a little wide. Alligator Blood between horses. Mr. Brightside the fence, and then came I'm Thunderstruck. Thunder's about 5 off the lead. 1.5 lengths to Agon, Alan Kerr, the Inevitable. Further back, my Oberon, she's a belter. Well back in the field is Cascadian, with also Pounding, and 2 lengths Sosibon. Keats under pressure at the 600, and Gentleman Roy has taken the lead from Laws of Indices. I'm Thunderstruck is moving up around the outside. They were followed by Alligator Blood, who's in awful traffic. Further back in the field, Mr. Brightside and Nugget. Gentleman Roy went for home. 300 metres to go. 1.5 lengths in front of Alligator Blood, who's getting into the clear. They were followed by Nugget, and to the outside, Mr. Brightside. Alligator Blood moves up and takes the lead, but Mr. Brightside's challenging. Mr. Brightside up to Alligator Blood. Cascadian late. Mr. Brightside in front, and Mr. Brightside has won the mile from Cascadian, the Inevitable. 4th, Alligator Blood from Nugget. Next in the field, Pounding, and then came Sosibon. Gentleman Roy, she's a belter.
News for Ben and JD Hayes. 4th in the race 52 weeks ago. He went and punched his Group 1 ticket at the next start in the Doncaster, and 12 months later, he is very much the weight for age contender. Gets another victory under. They've broken 1:34.5 in the All-Star Mile, giving the track record some sort of shake. The Inevitable for Tassie runs into third. Alligator.
And it's Mr. Brightside. 4th in the race last year. His lead-up form suggested a peak performance was coming third up based on what we saw in the Futurity. We got it.
Wide. I'm Thunderstruck 3 wide on the back of Laws of Indices. He was probably the disappointing runner of the race. He was having to work to be there, but we did learn later on that he had some pretty severe heat stress. So I think we can be forgiving of his performance. But
they were followed by Nugget, and to the outside, Mr. Brightside. Alligator Blood moves up and takes the lead, but Mr. Brightside's challenging. Mr. Brightside up to Alligator Blood. Cascadian late. Mr. Brightside in front, and Mr. Brightside has won the mile from Cascadian, the Inevitable.
We're going to take a look at the race from a variety of angles.
Describe this as his best race on the card, even though he has Animo at odds on a little bit later. $2.20 about Pericles, Elliptical at $5.50, Lindemann at $6.50, Matcha Latte at $8.
Brosnan still the last 1.8 off the lead, so it's Lindemann full of running down the side of the course, approaching the 750 by 2.5 on the favourite Pericles. Just given a little bit of a nudge now by McDonald. Matcha Latte's under the pump. Then came Williamsburg, making hard work of it. Elliptical Elliptical from Manzois, Osbert, Rising Sun and Brosnan as they turn. Nash goes for home on Lindemann. Now Pericles stoked up by McDonald, and the favourite is sticking to the task. It's Lindemann a length, 3/4 to Pericles, who's almost level now. Yes, Pericles draws level with Lindemann. They're well clear from the rest. It's Pericles trying to get the upper hand from Lindemann. Drifting out Pericles from Lindemann. Lifting hard. Oh, it's a thriller in the Guineas. Lindemann coming back on Pericles. There's nothing between the pair. Williamsburg third. Then came Elliptical from...
So close and close and close. Nash has got 66 Group 1s. J-Max got 75. That's as close to a dead heat as you'll see in a long time. It does look like the inside, and the inside has got it. So what a stunning performance. And Katie,
made sure from about 1,000 metres onwards he had Lindy hard at trying to chase him down, but the way that he fought and bounced off the canvas has been an unbelievable effort by the horse.
And Richo.
And that was the fastest edition of the Rosehill Guineas since Dundeal's victory some 10 years ago. Good.
How Burley
had 2 Group 1s.
Lizzie, fascinated. What do you think of Dubai? Lizzie, fascinated. What do you think of Dubai Honour?
Well, he's beautifully relaxed, which is the first sign that he's going to run well.
Gold Trip stands. Mo'unga is a clear favourite and easily the best backed runner. Montefilia at $5.50 on the second line. Now, we took a bet of $10,000 at $5 on Gold Trip and then wound it out a point. Dubai Honour at $6.50 was that horse that opened up at $4 on the second line. Now at the $6.50, El Bodegon and Bank.
They're racing head and head and 2 lengths away to Banker's Choice. Now Nash starts to turn the screws on Mo'unga. He moved up on the outside, hinged a long way from home. It's Hinged and Mo'unga going stride for stride now. And Dubai stalking the pair in third. Montefilia is taking off on the outside of El Bodegon. Then Gold Trip and Banker's Choice coming to the turn. Hinged has still got something in the locker. And Hinged found a length and a half on Mo'unga. And now Ryan Moore's pushing into the clear on Dubai. Montefilia coming down the outside. Dubai moved up on the outside of Hinged. They're clear then from Montefilia. Mo'unga can't go on. But it is William Haggas going to do it again. Dubai is 3 lengths clear. Last year's winner Montefilia can't get there, and Dubai can't handle a dry track. Look at him go. Dubai rip clear to win it by 5 lengths to Montefilia. Mo'unga third. And Hinge found a length and a half on Mo'unga. And now Ryan Moore's pushing into the clear on Dubai. Montefilia coming down the outside. Dubai moved up on the outside of Hinge. They're clear then from Montefilia. Mo'unga can't go on. But it is William Haggas going to do it again. Dubai is 3 lengths clear. Last year's winner Montefilia can't get there, and Dubai can't handle a dry track. Look at him go. Dubai rip clear to win it by 5 lengths to Montefilia. Mo'unga third, followed then by Hinge. Gold Trip.
Truthful. Richo, I'll get to you in a second, but is a horse that's not in the top company in Europe that much better than our lot?
Unbelievable, Bruce. It gave me goosebumps the way that he won. He won with a leg in the air. And
I'm thinking Animo and the Queen Elizabeth. Oh boy, is this horse going to be some sort of a threat? Richo, you're probably looking...
William Haggas, of course, winning this race with a Daeb some 3 years ago. This was a command performance. Ryan Moore just barged him to the lead at about the 350-metre mark, and they were just simply eating his dust. Of course, this is a horse that hadn't won since 2021. He was lightly raced in the UK last year, had just the 4 runs, a couple of placings, but perhaps the easiest tie into his, bona fides for this race were the fact that he'd run 4th in a Hong Kong Cup going back to December 2021.
Yeah, and chasing horses like that. You'd say so. And I'm fascinated with this clash in the Queen Elizabeth now, because what does that...
Hatton came in, and these are the horses that have won 6 or more in a season. Winx actually is the only one that's won more. She won 7, but twice she won 6. Have a look at those names.
Yeah.
Very busy man today is James Cummings, so James really...
He has some chinks in his armours early on in his career, but now he's just so mature, so mentally ready.
In the Golden Slipper, he was regarded as a better chance.
Yeah, well, he's a top horse, we know that. And
a horse truckloaded like this in a Group 1 for years. Animo is absolutely hammered. The price is sticking around that $1.80 mark, but we are talking about a significant loss from a tab side of things if he wins.
So it's going down the side and a Electric Girl is the front runner by 3/4 to Converge right up there. Communist third, Osipenko in fourth. Animal have to earn his stripes today, sitting 3 wide. Over on the inside, Artorias, Kerwin's lane between them. Further back to Golden Mile and the white cap from Lion's Roar. Then came Fangirl and Levante's last of all. Coming to the turn, Electric Girl just in front from Converge. Communist locked up, Osipenko peeling wide, and now Animo getting right to the outside. Converge moved up now, racing to a narrow lead from Electric Girl. Osipenko and Animo being roused along. Converge at big odds, giving a great sight. Animo, he's really got a lift. He's coming now. Animo lays it down to Converge, and the big A Animo puts the head in front. Rattling home is Fangirl. Animo's George Ryder. Animo beat Fangirl. Converge, Artorias flashing at the end. Then came Osipenko, Levante, Communist, Lion's Roar.
What did he do? So 6 Group 1s for the year. 9 in total, the same number as Nature Strip. It's as good as we've ever seen him, to be truthful. He had to be superior. J-Mac had nowhere else to go. He had to ride him like the best horse. The best horse, Richo, he was. These are the moments that we dream about on a racecourse, aren't they?
Well, you summed it up so brilliantly, Bruce, when suddenly this horse has become more about the sport than the animal himself.
That at the start, didn't we? Could they get to the 10 for the season? And Animo gets to 6 and 9, same as Nature Strip 9. 6, same as Black Caviar, Kingston Town, Winks. So you think this is what he is. It's an occasion when he races. Look, the margin's not great.
Mentioned, but it was the way that he had to do it tough and find every inch out of him, and what a performance.
Of the run it had.
3 wide, wide gate, doesn't matter. A 9th Group 1, what a gun.
He's so tough, you know, and we throw the word champion around and everyone says, no, they've got to prove themselves. But I think yesterday, like, that was such a tough, gutsy win. Like, what a horse. You just got to take your hat off to him and the whole Godolphin team.
He doesn't win by
1,500 back to 1,500 and sat wide and was still too good yesterday, and up to 2,000 metres against a really serious horse in Dubai, and we've got a clash, and it's something to look forward to.
Convergent up. And Coolmore have got this super colt in Shinzo, and then the uber impressive Learning to Fly, the filly. So
here we are in a slipper. Good luck to all of the connections. Cylinder, $3.70 is currently our favourite and just the best backed runner in the race. Learning to Fly not too far behind at all in terms of money held, but currently $6. King's Gambit's been a fellas, loses the stablemate obviously, and we certainly feel for the connections of that runner. Little Bros at $12, Steel City at much the same. As we head over the page, we're talking 23 or more the remainder. Exploring Affirma, 71 to 41. With
Cylinder is the favourite, and they're ready, and the gates are back, they're off, and Learning to Fly's missed the kick. She's second last, and jumping very swiftly, Arkansas Kid wide out with Platinum Jubilee. Exploring's right on the scene. Steel City settles in fourth, and Cylinder pushing through on the rails. Blanc de Blanc's pretty handy to the leading division, followed then by Don Corleone. Shinzo's whipping up on the rails. They're followed after 2 lengths to Empire's last of all. Exploring heads them up down, Learning to Fly third last from Lazargo, and Militarized is last of all. Exploring heads them up down the side from Arkansas Kid. Back in the field, Lazargo being eased out of the race. Steel City in third, Cylinder fourth on the rails from Platinum Jubilee. Then came Blanc de Blanc, Shinzo on the rails as they straighten up, and at big odds Exploring shows the way. On the outside, Arkansas Kid, Cylinder Ruse up on the inside, hard on the inside, Shinzo starting to run on. Cylinder takes the lead of the 200 from Shinzo giving chase. Cylinder, Shinzo, and right down the outside with a big run late is MP coming home hard, King's Gambit, but Shinzo and Ryan Moore have drawn clear to win the Golden Slipper. Shinzo beats Cylinder, King's Gambit third, Don Corleone fourth, and Empire Japan further back to Arkansas Jubilee, Militarized, and we lost the rider of Learning to Fly, full of drama for her. Chad Schofield's come down over at the 600-metre mark and failing to finish Lazargo.
So that's the drama. It's Coolmore and Godolphin, the 2 biggest in the world, and Guri behind them with all the owners. So Ryan Moore gets a 3rd Australian major. Chris Waller climb up. It is a remarkable performance. Ryan Moore and James McDonald up the straight together, Caitlin. One for the ages.
What a ride, what a colt. I just loved his performance last week, and he's just such a cool dude, isn't he, the way that he parades.
An amazing effort by Ryan Moore and Chris Waller, as mentioned off the top. They've got 300 plus Group 1s between them. This was their first Golden Slipper, and it pretty much gives Chris Waller, I suppose, the Grand Slam in Australian racing now that he's won all the majors they've been. I know that major discussions were reported on the Wrap a few weeks ago. Japan is still really good at horse racing. Equinox, you've got to have a look at the replay of that horse winning the Shima Classic last night, which is traditionally a race we see horses come down here and compete in our cups. Just absolutely smash them. Is this the best horse in the world?
Yeah, look, I'm not probably the best qualified to make comment on that, but having seen this, I'm pretty happy to say yes. I'm not sure there's another horse that's going to be beating him over 2,400 metres on this effort.
He's so versatile too. Like, he can take up a forward position as he did last night, but he can also race.
Well, Mike, you'd be better versed than me to judge
Probably
that.
tried to buy him at some stage.
Yeah.
They're unbuyable, those horses.
2,400, he's...
This leg of the quaddie as well. It is a Group 2 race, and it is the Sunline Stakes. We've got one 3-year-old filly that goes up against the 4-year-old mares here. We cannot wait to see how Revolutionary Miss goes after.
3/4 of a length to Cirileo Miss, who has done a little bit of work. Barbraider third the inside. Revolutionary Miss had cover, peels out 3 deep. A length away, So You See, who's 3 off the lead from En Francais at the 550. Then Cliff Sarden, Skyhorse drops away. Cirileo Miss moves up to Deny Knowledge, heads her off. Revolutionary Miss is immediately on the scene. 400 to go. Cirileo Miss a half length in front. From on the outside, Revolutionary Miss 2 lengths, So You See. And then came Deny Knowledge around the turn. Cirileo Miss at the 200 from Revolutionary Miss 2 lengths off her. And then came Deny Knowledge, but Cirileo Miss, 100 metres to go, has dropped them. She's going great guns. She'll run all night. Cirileo Miss has bolted in. 4 or 5 lengths, Revolutionary Miss, Deny Knowledge, Barbraider. Then So You See, a gap, Cliffside on from...
Performance, Cirileo Miss is in red-hot form, won the Matron Stakes, which we've seen time and time again. In fact, 7 of the last 11 years.
In a real purple patch with stakes winners across the country.
Romp on... Horse 1 is Cascadian. He was on the quick backup last year in reverse. He ran 5th in the Australian Cup, then 5th in the All-Star Mile. He comes here off a 2nd in the All-Star Mile to Mr. Back to that position in 2023. The 161st Tab Australian Cup, just 3 minutes away.
On the favourite here, Cascadian, now getting out to 390. We'll start with a 4 next to his name, that is for sure. Okay, nonconformist tightens up into $5, $5.50 now from 6.
Campfield, then Campionessa, Regal, Powerel, Patronessa, length Cascadian, then Yaffet, Luna Flare, and 2.5 to Emissary. 1,000 metres to go, and Bear Story keeps the pressure on out 3 wide. Outside of Numerian, Smoke and Roman snicks back a length off those. Then Numerian at the 150, pounding is pegging it back, and Cascadian late. Here's Cascadian right over the top of them, up to Numerian. Cascadian, it's the Cummings name again in the Australian Cup. Over the top of Numerian, pounding 3rd, Photo 4th, Smoke and Romans, he's 3rd last. Then Yaffet and Luna Flare around the turn at the 500. Numerian, Bear Story, Smoke and Romans 3 wide. Then came Bankmore, who makes a line of 4. He's a shocker, trying for a run behind those horses. Campionessa is coming through, and pounding got a run as well. Numerian at the 250, led by a length, Smoke and Romans, he's a shocker, pounding. Campionessa and nonconformist. Numerian at the 150, pounding is pegging it back, and Cascadian late. Here's Cascadian right over the top of them, up to Numerian. Cascadian, it's the Cummings name again in the Australian Cup. Over the top of Numerian, pounding 3rd, Photo 4th, Smoke and Romans, he's a shocker. Then Campionessa, behind those El Patroness and Luna Flare, Virtuous Circle, nonconformist.
Cascadian gets his Flemington Group 1. The old boy deserves it too. He was so good last Saturday in an epic All-Star Mile. He put the writing on the wall that the extra distance and the backup could suit him down to the ground. They poured the speed on. They've run just a tick over 2 minutes flat. 2:01.43 in an Australian Cup. His 3rd Group 1 to go with a Doncaster and all-aged. Jane, I'll start with you. The fact that he was in the All-Star Mile, to your eye, in the yard yesterday, did he look like the horse
that then produced this?
Oh, he looked sensational yesterday in the yard.
A lot of pressure on paper. Numerian was going 9 lengths above average the first section. Look, the pressure being poured on here by Ben. There's plenty of forgivable performances in the race, but yeah, I think All Honours the winner. Numerian was really brave. You know, they've clashed a couple of times at 2.
I think they'll be heading north with El Patroness, maybe towards the Sydney Cup. She's flying.
Just going back to the point you made about James Cummings with Cascadian, I thought it was really interesting that they've now recognised that he's a much better horse going through the pack rather than getting out wide in open spaces. We talk about horses needing space often in races, and that's, you know, the best way to present them, where they get every chance, can build momentum. But Cascadian's a bit of a fighter. He likes to get amongst it. And
it's actually the Red Joe guessing game. How many times more on Prowess than Pavitra?
3 to 1.
5.5. 5.5 times more. Oh, big go.
So he's missed it by 2.5. Bruce, the Group 1, what are your thoughts? This looks to be a battle between two. She's a naughty little girl, is Pia Rossa.
The inside, Parossa between them. Then came So Dazzling, and Stormy Witness is still last of all. 600 metres to run. Soul Choice in front, by link to Pavitra. Prowess in third, Byron Bill under pressure. Then Whiskey Wisdom from Fireburn. Infinitive and Cool Dies, they flatten for the run home now. And Soul Choice is the leader, but Pavitra's looming large on the outside and a length away to Prowess. It's Pavitra getting the upper hand from Soul Choice. But here comes the Kiwi filly. Prowess is coming home hard, and Prowess moved up now, takes the lead in the Vinery Stud Stakes, and she's a class act, pulling right away Prowess to win it by 3.5 to Pavitra. Third, oh, anyone's guess, Byron Bill, Parossa wide out, Fireburn the inside, and right in the mix there was Polygon and in...
Really, I mean, that was a run of a champion today. Pavitra, I thought, was good, Lizzie, and Prowess...
This preparation, you've got the legato form, you've got the fact that she's been able to really make a mess of a very, very talented filly in Pavitra, and the way that we...
Got Bruce...
Roger James is a very, very good trainer.
Very emotional one too.
Back and have a look at the quality of horses that he's had over the years. Roger James, he has trained some outstanding gallopers. So for him to set her apart and say this is potentially one of the best horses I've ever trained gives a little bit of insight into her ability.
Have been winning it. 14 of the past 20 editions. A horse in the top 2 in the market has taken it out. 6 of those were favourite. Another 8 were second favourite. So Cylinder at $2.50 looks a great chance, and there's twice as much money on Cylinder as there is on our second favourite in V8. Apparently, they said early doors, Empire, Butch Cassidy and co. Just another reminder, I did mention it earlier, but...
They're followed by Brave Meat just off the speed, Bold and Blazing deep out. They're followed on the inside to Militarised, just shading Don Corleone. Now Cylinders in the second half of the field in a bit of traffic, followed then by Mahaba from Peer Pressure, and still back last Cafe Millennium together with Empire of Japan coming around the turn. Bases loaded coming away from the rails. Butch Cassidy's got the inside run. Then came Militarised, and V8 being revved up by Lane a length further back to Brave Mead. Now Cylinders coming off hills, getting to the outside. Bases loaded being tackled by Militarised, and Militarised storms to the front from bases loaded. Don Corleone's running on, and further back to Peer Pressure, but Militarised is on, firing right up here on the English side, draws away for an emphatic victory. Don Corleone second, Peer Pressure, the lone filly of the field, third in front of V8. Then came Mahaba. Before.
Amazing effort there by Militarised. He drew barrier 1, and Magic Man Joe Moreira, he just gave him such a sweet ride. He's a colt by Dundee. Forget he ever went around in the Golden Slipper. Of course, he was a part of all that mess up mid-race there, but before that he was brilliant winning it. To relish the conditions here, and yeah, I'm so thrilled for his connections. Newgate, of course, Henry Field and Louise, they put a...
It's rare air, isn't it, Bruce, considering the TJ is a Group 1, so as good as Manicato was, he won 5 William Reeds. It was a Group 2 and upgraded to a Group 1 on the back of the man, but you think about Winks and Eric.
Would have to sit up there, wouldn't he? Because he's been so consistent for so long. He's 8 years old now, and he's still racing at the highest level.
Scratching's a heavy 9 officially.
Randwick, where he's been able to be so competitive in each and every one of his victories. Of course, he's going for 4 TJs. He's just walking in front of me at the moment.
Love it.
Oh, he would be just relishing the wet track. So heavy tracks, he's had 5 runs. He's won 4 times. He ran third in the real X factor. So he's only seen 2 heavy tracks in his career. He's been placed in both without winning. There's something without winning. There's something special about this guy. We do not know his ceiling yet.
Look at him on his toes, ready to absolutely explode. He is the Everest winner. He loves this 1,200 metres here at Randwick. And his first up run, you can see she's got a lovely, strong hindquarter. You can understand why structurally she's such a terrific track.
And Lizzie, what about In Secret? We know she's a gun, isn't she?
Absolute gun, Bruce, and she is a horse that is one out of the box.
Yeah, doesn't know what that's like, but now he's at his rightful spot now at the head of the market. That is the best backed runner in the race. Giga Kick is the second best backed runner in the race, but the biggest firmer is Marzu. $15 into $6.50. Everybody's seen the rain. They've heard what Froggy Newitt just said. This is a heavy, heavy track. That's your result. Marzu running well. In Secret at $7. Private Eye at $7.50. I Wish I Win at $9.50. I'll let you guys...
Just leads from Nature Strip, who's got his preferred spot outside the leader. Marzu roused a third from Shelby, 66 In Secret off the track, together with Maria Mia. Lost and running out very deep from Private Eye. Lofty Strike, Shades of Rose, rocketing by I Wish I Wins the last one. 600 metres to run, and Nature Strip takes the lead clearly now by a length and a half on Passive Aggressive. Marzu roused a third from In Secret. Lost and running out deep. Going through the middle now is Giga Kick in the white cap. Clear from Shelby, 66 and Maria Mia. Nature Strip rolls up the rise. 3 lengths clear from Marzu. Passive Aggressive. Giga Kick 5 lengths away. Nature Strip, the world champion sprinter, trying to fend them off. Marzu's the first to challenge. Nature Strip, Marzu. Giga Kick lengthening. And I Wish I Win down the outside. I Wish I Win went past Giga Kick, Marzu. I Wish I Win from last. A spectacular TJ win. I Wish I Win knocked off Giga Kick and Marzu. Nature Strip fourth, then came Maria. Nature Strip rolls up the rise. 3 lengths clear from Marzu. Passive Aggressive. Giga Kick 5 lengths away. Nature Strip, the world champion sprinter, trying to fend them off. Marzu's the first to challenge. Nature Strip, Marzu. Giga Kick lengthening. And I Wish I Win down the outside. I Wish I Win went past Giga Kick, Marzu. I Wish I Win from last. A spectacular TJ win. I Wish I Win knocked off Giga Kick and Marzu. Nature Strip fourth, then came Maria Mia for the back. Lost and...
Oh, what a triumph, and how fitting. I mean, the 2 men behind the one and only that won it twice before we had the championships in Black Caviar, Luke Nolan and Peter Moody. We saw the Old Firm and the Golden Eagle. Look, it was a magnificent race. Nature Strip was outstanding. Those old legs, it was Marzu and Giga Kick. It was the Everest for a moment, but then there was the flashing run out wide. Emma, I reckon you're down there at the moment. I might come down to you.
Charlotte, she's the first photos going on during an interview. Tell us about what this horse means to your family.
He's very special to our family, obviously. I've got to say, I laid down at 10:30 this morning. The track was a good 4. I was a very happy man. Got up at 12:15. It was a heavy 8. I didn't want to come to the races. But listen, it was a good job. Luke used the rest of the field for as long as he could. And you could always see him coming. But listen, I'm very proud of him. He's a bloody good.
And all of that over in New Zealand. It was a magnificent race, and I doff my hat to Nature Strip. He absolutely gave it his all. Marzu was what we expected, Katie. Giga Kick right up to his Everest, and I Wish I Win. Emma, you've got that little fella.
Similar trait to the last one, so I'm very happy to be part of it. And Mood Zone's half of it, and he's a massive slinger, so it's even better.
That's the best news yet. So he gets over the miles.
A lot of time early. We're going to be able to see this horse race on for many years to come, hopefully. So, amazing horse. So I'm glad. I'm glad of that.
Big race at Royal Randwick, and for many years the biggest. Let's go. Post Sunline and More Joyce in the last 50 years have carried this weight or more to win.
Yeah, it's hard to do. It was an excellent win in the Futurity.
Well, the winner of the All-Star Mile was Mr. Brightside. He won this race last year. Lizzie's with him.
Well, we saw him down in the stalls and he's here in the Mountain Yard where he's back to defend his crown. And since he won that last year's Doncaster, he's been able to win an All-Star Mile. I actually think he looks better this time around than he did last
in the race, and there are a few that are big firmers at big odds, but the money isn't necessarily there. So let's roll through it. So Gotcha at $8.50, well supported. Fangirl at $11. Protagonist 9 outs, $12. I'll let you guys read through a few because I want to make special mention of Mustang Valley, 81 to 19, but hardly a Zach with tab fixed odds, and the other raw 81 into $41, and there is a little bit of spec in there, but a 15th of what we're seeing for Mr. Brightside.
JD That is the last one. Lindemann leads up the Doncaster field, and the lone filly Zugotcha got to second. Then came Gentleman Roy from Alligator Blood. Cepheus off the track going forward. On the outside of Bandersnatch. Then came Mr. Brightside. Down on the inside from Golden Mile. Communist out deep going global. The American mare between them. Further back to Osipenko. Then came Converge from Duke de Sessa. Starting a run now at the 600 metres. Further back to Nugget from My Oberon. Fangirl all cluttered up. Mustang Valley the rails. Deeper out Lions Roar and Hope in Your Heart. Lindemann spins the corner in front of the Donny. It's Lindemann just in front from the filly Zugotcha. Gentleman Roy. Mr. Brightside cruising up on the inside. Coming down the outside is Nugget with a great run. Zugotcha in front from Nugget the outside, and Mr. Brightside is really starting to lengthen now. Mr. Brightside moved up to join Nugget. Then came Osipenko, Mustang Valley, and My Oberon bursting through. Mr. Brightside in front from My Oberon. Mr. Brightside lifting and goes back to back. Mr. Brightside held on from My Oberon to win the Doncaster again. Nuggets finished in third. Then Osipenko, Mustang Valley, Hope in Your Heart. Further back to Communist, Zugotcha runner. Zugotcha in front from Nugget the outside, and Mr. Brightside is really starting to lengthen now. Mr. Brightside moved up to join Nugget. Then came Osipenko, Mustang Valley, and My Oberon bursting through. Mr. Brightside in front from My Oberon. Mr. Brightside lifting and goes back to back. Mr. Brightside held on from My Oberon to win the Doncaster again. Nuggets finished in third. Then Osipenko, Mustang Valley, Hope in Your Heart. Further back to Communist.
For such a long part of the last 100 metres, and it took forever, but it does look like Mr. Brightside's become the 10th horse. He has become the 10th horse to defend the championship.
He's just so tough, isn't he? And he just had to give his all the last 50. When My Oberon came to him, he just was never ever going to lay down. What a horse that he's been for all his connections. A great ride from Zach Purton, had the confidence in him, and wowee, it's going to be a party tonight.
So he gets the All-Star Mile and 2 Doncasters, Richo, as we go down to you.
Last year for Ben and I and the team at Lindsay Park, what this horse did to win it and then to go back-to-back is just, it puts him in rare air. He's a very special horse. We've known it all along, but he's now a very special horse in his own right, doing something like that. So
he just digs in. What a horse.
I thought I had it, the one on the outside I was in a race with, and I was fighting him off, and then all of a sudden the one come on the inside, and I was praying that winner post was coming because he was getting to me, but my horse was very brave, and he didn't really love the ground, but his class got him through it.
He's an amazing horse.
He's now won 9 races over this trip, including 2 Doncasters and an All-Star Mile.
The Sydney Cup. The legendary...
A couple of weeks ago was around the $8 mark, bottomed out at $3.50, now $4.40 favourite for the race. King Frankel at $5.50, Gold Trip at $8. So in terms of King Frankel, so as we make our way down further, Stockman 26 out at 34. There was specking earlier in the week when we thought it'd be monsoonal rain and we'd be on a swamp, but $34 on the drift today. A reminder to get on the tab.
Salino is the last one. Down the back, they've got 1,200 metres to go on the Sydney Cup. Knight's Order has the lead all on his own. Knight's Order out by 2 lengths to King Frankel. Arapaho still sits a handy third, clear from True Marvel. They're followed then by Nerve Not Verve on the inside of Amade, then Stockman. Further back to Cleveland there, just in advance at Tamor. Then came Explosive Jack, Gold Trip. Now right up on the inside is Surefire. They're followed further back by Pesto from Alakahan, High Emotion, and Sir Luke and Baron Samurai still well back as well. Down the side of the course, Knight's Order in front. Knight's Order under plenty of pressure. King Frankel given a real wind up at this point. True Marble pulling out. Arapaho still tucked away on the fence. followed by Nerve Not Verve, Amade under the pump, Stockman under the pump. Further back to Tamor. Nothing making any ground at the moment as Clark goes for home on Knight's Order. Arapahoe's been the stalker and True Marvel at big odds. Nerve Not Verve running on from King Frankel. Many lengths away to the rest. True Marvel. True Marvel moved up on the outside of Arapahoe and Knight's Order. Explosive Jack, the only one making any type of ground. It's True Marvel in front for Kathy O'Hara in the Sydney Cup. But here's Jack. Explosive Jack over the top won the Sydney Cup. Explosive Jack ran down True Marvel and Knight's Order third. Then came Arapahoe. Further back to Alakahan, Stockman, Nerve Not Verve.
A lot about Dylan Gibbons. Richo, it has been a colossal result. A Derby winner comes back to win the Cup.
Well, I'm right in amongst it all amongst these men.
It all before him against Dubai Honor, who put down a marker 3 weeks ago that looked...
Dubai Honor today. Well, the world stage is match in 2 between Animo and Dubai Honor.
Animo lays it down, Dubai Honor.
To see how this guy goes. Of course, he's shooting for his 10th Group 1 victory. And we know in previous...
Just what you'd want. Dubai Honor, incredible performance in the Randbet. He was almost asleep in the stalls when he had a look at him a few minutes ago.
Yeah, he blew me.
Only staggered by what is happening with the money. Dubai Honor was as low as $2.15 earlier on this morning. Nearly every tipster in the country was steering that direction, and yet the money for Animo is unreal. $2.70 at the moment. So best backed, Dubai Honor, our favourite for now.
It is fascinating.
Here's to rattle the line, cage up front. It's Unicorn Lion, has the lead on his own by 3/4 of a length to Numerian. Then came He's a Shocker, and Aussie Animo's up running fourth, followed by Il Patroness. Then came Gear Up from Mo'unga. Dubai Honor hasn't got going as yet, still about 4 lengths behind Animo and the run. Further back to Montefilia. Then came Zayrek, and Alan Kerr's last in the Queen Elizabeth of 2023. And Unicorn Lion at the 600 metres, racing boldly in the lead from Numerian. Then He's a Shocker from Animo, just given a little niggle now by McDonald, and Marquin gets going on Dubai Honor as they flatten for the run home. And it's Unicorn Lion 2 lengths clear. Animo's cutting loose, Dubai Honor's cutting loose. This is what we've been waiting for. Unicorn Lion being grabbed by Dubai Honor, and Animo in the middle. It's Dubai Honor hitting the lead from Animo. They beat off Unicorn Lion, but Dubai Honor is drawing clear, and William Haggis has done it again. Dubai Honor by 3 lengths to Animo. Mo'unga rattling home into third. He's a Shocker fourth. Then Unicorn Lion from Numerian. Further back to Montefilia. Then came...
So this love affair with the Queen Elizabeth Stakes for Tom Marquardt and William Haggis just continues. It was just exceptional. He was under a ride for so best today, Richo. He's a star, and he's been absolutely far too good for our best today, Richo.
Oh, William, congrats. Very good. Don't underestimate him. He's a pretty good horse, and he was boxing never quite right last year. He was boxing against some good horses, top horses. So it was a good race. He's a good horse. Don't underestimate him.
Yeah. Back a year and a half ago, and he was second in that championship race at Ascot, wasn't he? So he is a high-quality horse. And, Richo, I just think he's come on here, don't you?
No doubting that, Bruce. And I think it's really important that go back and have a look at that Group 1 Champion Stakes at Ascot. He was 2.5 lengths ahead of Mishrif. We know how brilliant Mishrif has been. He was 11 lengths.
Jenny's attracted some support at an each-way price there. $21 at the moment, 4th best backed runner in the race. But splitting those, we have Hope in Your Heart. So 4 times more on alcohol-free than Hope in Your Heart. Cirilio Miss is a gap back to 3rd. Levante there alongside Pride of Jenny in terms of money held, but splitting them are Tissue and Hinged. Stabina a little bit on the easy side, 26 out to 41 now to 30.
Same statement, 2 further back to a Tissue, over on the inside of Hope in Your Heart and Times Square out 3 wide. Further back to More Secrets at this point. As they travel up to the turn, Promise of Success is off the track. They're followed then by Roots, then came Bring the Ransom, and Hinged as well back as they come up to the home corner now. Levante's about 6 last on the turn. Into the straight, Pride of Jenny goes for home. Alcohol free, the Boom Mare giving giving chase. Pride of Jenny up the rise, a length and a half to Alcohol 3, and A Tissue just cruised into it. A Tissue into the front, and More Secrets giving chase. Forget the favourite. A Tissue raced 2 lengths clear from More Secrets second. Oh, anyone's guess for third, but A Tissue. She's ripping away here in the hands of Nash Rawiller. What a win in the Queen of the Turf. A Tissue bolts in. Hope in Your Heart stormed home to second. More Secrets third. Hinge from a mile back ran fourth. Then came Lavote just behind.
So Chris Waller gets a 10th Group 1 for the season to keep it rolling on. And Richo, well done to you. I wish I had sneezed a bit louder. She was brilliant.
Oh, Chris, congratulations. A Tissue, just turn around so we can get a good look at you. 10 Group 1s for the season. 7th time you've been able to do that and join a legend of the Australian racing in doing it. Well done.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's been a great day's racing. We haven't been Zapateo at this stage. $2.30. Oh, the money suggests it's more of a $3 chance. But anyway, I don't think we'll get to that price. Never Talk at $8. Hypothetical at $8.50.
Now for Hypothetical. And Expat out of the pack goes to second from Sky Command and jumped the broom back to fourth in the Black Jacket. They're followed after 2 lengths then to Oakfield Arrow, Dalcini, and the favourite Zapateo's out 3 wide. I'm not sure if it's got a back to follow or not. Jalay behind, then Nicky's Fling and Princess Grace going between runners as they turn. Hypothetical coming wide together with Expat. Sky Command's got the fence all to its own. A couple after Zapateo is running into it nicely. 3 lengths off the lead and further back to Princess Grace. Expat in front. Zapateo quickly moved up on the outside, launched the attack. Princess Grace, the American mare's running on, but Zapateo goes into overdrive, and the last favourite's home, Zapateo. Never Talk from a mile back will get up and run second. Princess Grace third, Expat fourth, followed by Jalay, then Kiku. Jump
20 when he won the Oaks, the Cup, and the Percy Sykes. So J Mac, and I'm just looking at this win. Jesus, was impressive, Katie. I'm thinking maybe you're Robert Sangster for her. Maybe they think, OK, that's her 5th stakes win. Maybe we could get her.
Suggests that he is in for a bottler of a first-up run. He's undefeated, this guy. So he comes in
on his shoulders. We shopped around as much as $2.60 about lunchtime today, and the PointsBet punters have absolutely climbed into that, now into as short as $2.10.
Came Right You Are and Star Spangled Baby. A length away, Horrifying. Mancayan about to drive forward. They're 2 lengths in front of Luna Flare. Well back Camora and Captain Envious. So White Marlin just in front of Fancy Man as they descend the hill. 600 to go. Star Spangled Baby still there, 3 wide. Horrifying launches 4 deep. A length and a quarter, Right You Are needs a bit of luck. And then came Mancayan, Luna Flare and Captain Envious. They run for the money. 400 metres to go. White Marlin went clear, about a length and a half in front of Star Spangled Baby. Right You Are back to the inside, then Horrifying. White Marlin, 250 metres to go. 3/4 of a length in front of Right You Are. The favourites fight it out. White Marlin. Charles pulls the stick at the 150. A length in front of Right You Are and Mancayan late. But it's White Marlin remains undefeated. And a Melbourne Cup journey starts here. White Marlin wins it by 2 lengths. Second, Right You Are. Photo third, Luna Flare or Mancayan. And then came Fancy Man. A gap in the...
How strong, Emma, was he on the line?
Bruce, he is as tough as old boots, this guy. So he's challenged by Right You Are. Great to see these two duelling out. One's at the top of who's undefeated. When he was challenged, as you said, he just kicked again. He gave a little bit more. He's a tough old stayer, and dare I say, because now I'm even more excited about what he's got in his future.
Put me in the same wagon as you, Emma. And is the Golden Slipper in so many ways.
Yeah, she's an incredible filly, isn't she? And it was just great to see her return in such excellent order. Of course, there's a really strong contingent of Eastern State horses, but this is the highlight horse for WA. She is so dynamic. She's got a great turn of foot, and she's a horse that we can see definitely taking on the...
So a massive moment coming up, a $4 million quokka. The horses will be into that mounting yard.
I think this is short of her best trip. She just needs speed on. If there's speed on, they get cover. Her turn of foot, I think, is the best in the race.
Yeah, 8 star. Lots of money for the 2 favourites late. They've been very heavily backed.
And that's probably not a surprise. So Class is expected to come to the top. So the Group 1 winner ahead of the Group 1 winner ahead of the Group 1 winner. And then one that's contested many Group 1s in Overpass with As4.
Racing in the quokka.
First of them to get going. Certainly jumping fast is Overpass, and as Fura got out very quickly, Red Can Man a length away, Resort Man. Kevin Tari pushing up for Oliver down near the inside, then Bustler. Followed further back, Western Knight, Bella Nipotina strung up near the rail, and Carberry's back last of all with Amelia's Jewel spotting the leader. 7 or 8 legs, 400 left to go. Straightening up now in the Quokka Overpass as Fura going toe to toe. They're giving each other the big eyeball. Red Can Man joined them both though. A length and a half Uncommon James letting down. Where's Amelia's Jewel? Back in the field but running on strongly as Fura. Overpass, Red Can Man, 100 left to go. Overpass as Fura. Amelia's Jewel coming. She's coming at the rate of knots. Overpass, Amelia's Jewel. She lunged. Did she get there? I don't know. She came like a train. Amelia's Jewel got to 100 left to go. Overpass as Fura. Amelia's Jewel coming. She's coming at the rate of knots. Overpass, Amelia's Jewel. She lunged. Did she get there? I don't know. She came like a train. Amelia's Jewel got to Overpass in the shadows. A photo here in the Quokka. Behind them close up. Hot Zed's there. Also Bustler. Bella Nipotina.
Well, what's happened here? Has she got up? Lunging. Oh, it looks Overpass to us here, doesn't it? It looks the inbuilt now. Oh. Gee, it's close. Wouldn't it be something if we had a dead heat in the inaugural, the Quokka Bellutina? Oh, so fast. So they've gone with Overpass as the winner over Amelia's Jewel.
Exactly the point, but I'd love to get a camera on Björn Baker right now. If he's won a $4 million Quokka, he'll be absolutely hitting the...
Bella Nipotina will be third.
She was terrific. Here is Björn Baker with Lizzie.
He's a very good horse, fresh, and how good is the mare? Her run was phenomenal. I'm staying with Simon Miller, so sort of I got to feel a bit bad, even worse for that guy's iPhone, but I'll pay for that. No problems, mate. I'll sort you out. So you do. It's a luck of the drip. The best sprinter in the world, and last time he beat Animo in the last autumn, so just thrilled. Derby racing, they've been great supporters of mine. And
brave call to have taken both horses there, and he's been rewarded.
What an incredible race. I mean, look at those first four. All four of them were outstanding, weren't they?
Oh, no doubting that.
Do the double and go on with it. He's into even money now, and he looks to have found his mark there, sort of fluctuating between even money and got as short as $1.85 a little bit earlier. Jumped to Don Corleone.
Last of all, 800 metres to go. Bases loaded, comes back to them. Led by a length now to Townsend from Kintyre in a clear third. Further back then to Peer Pressure, railing to fourth inside Make a Call. And the favourite off the course there, Militarised, trying to take closer order. Don Corleone gets onto his back from Marali. Tom Kidden boxed up on the fence, and Felix the Scats last, coming around the turn. Bases loaded, led the way from Townsend second. Then came Kintyre. Militarised getting to the extreme outside, running on well. Don Corleone two behind him. Bases loaded on the fence, just the leader from Townsend. Militarised launching his attack now. A length off to Don Corleone. Bases loaded in front. Militarised is heading top gear. Militarised moved up now, takes the lead late, and Militarised blows them away in the Champagne Stakes. Won it by a length and a half to bases loaded. Townsend third. Tom Kidden doing his best work late. Then came...
So Chris Waller does it. So he does what only Peter Snowden had done in the past, so with Paul winning the treble crown with two different horses. Shinzo into Militarised and Militarised, and this incredible...
Which has seen sprinters such as Haylist get their chance.
It's Haylist first, photo for the minors.
As well as middle distance gallopers like the mighty Atlantic Jewel.
Atlantic Jewel beat Rain Affair.
This race and the trophy to go with the now record $1.5 million in prize money.
Militarised into Giga Kick Multi, so we'll be cheering him home for lots of reasons. He's hit his mark now at $3, so he does have the hold. He has just eased a touch from this morning, $2.60 out to $3. Second elect is Zaki, 6 into $5. The push, though, and probably the reason that Giga Kick's got out of touch, has been for Cascadian, the old boy, 10 into $6.50.
Cascadian, so it's Lost and Running taking control of the race. Lost and Running out by 3 lengths to Marzu and Electric Girl. Zaki ridden with cover. A half the outside to Bandersnatch. Then came Rockin' Horse from Jacquino. Ho-Oh Amazon on a 3-wide trip, followed by Colding, Giga Kick, and Cascadian's last of all approaching the turn. And Marquin really letting Lost and Running gallop. He's out by 6 lengths now on Marzu. Zaki moves up on the outside. Electric Girl stoked up the fence. Bandersnatch deeper out. Giga Kick getting to the outside. 10 off the lead. Lost and Running comes up the riser. Healthy leader by 4 lengths on Zaki. Giga Kick down the outside. Marzu the inside. And further back to Cascadian. Giga Kick sustaining the run. Went up with Zaki. Giga Kick and Zaki 2 lengths away then to Bandersnatch and Cascadian. But Giga Kick's got a strong kick. And he goes home in the Group 1, a big winner. Giga Kick by 2 lengths in the All-Age Stakes. Zaki trying to cling on for second in a photo with Cascadian. Clear from Bandersnatch, Jacquinot. Further back to Ho-Oh Amazon, who had a wide path.
Williams makes the comeback of all time to get back, and this horse announces himself as probably the next big thing in Australian racing. And Everest and all, who have done so much in what was, I think, one of the best renewals of the All-Age in many a day.
Absolutely right. And Giga Kick was ridden to perfection by Craig Williams. He just popped him out and asked him the question, and having not been seen for a while. And look at our old friend Cascadian. He's just come home flying, and he's...
Let's go down and join Clayton.
Clayton, you have just third up, 1400, absolutely enormous. What a training performance.
Thank you. I've lost my voice again.
What about you to be able to win a Group 1? You've only been training by yourself for a couple of years and you won an Everest.
I'm getting a bit emotional about this one. It's it means a lot. It's everything we strive to do, and it's phenomenal. Tough.
That's what it means. A young man, eh? Look at that. That's what it means. He's lived with this horse, basically. This horse is...
That's well, he might be able to go and pick up a Doomben 10,000 on the way through. That's a $1.5 million race. Queensland would be at his mercy, but then they'll be very conscious of how much do they push into that winter and keep in mind what they've got up their sleeve. From
the favourite race of the day, the Andrew Ramsden. To be honest, this is at listed level. You win it, you're in the Melbourne Cup, and it's all about the favourite White Marlin. He bottomed out when markets opened on Thursday. Declare 14 into $8.50. That's where the late money is, and also third round once.
Salino is last, so White Marlin, 1,700 metres to go, is going to keep them moving here, and led by 3 lengths. Vow and Declare, 2 lengths to 5, which is White Marlin. 1,200 metres to go, is going to run this solidly throughout, and it's White Marlin leading by 4 lengths. Vow and Declare, 2 lengths to Timor. Then came along 1,000 metres. 2 further back, He's a Shocker. Luna Flare, about probably 12 off the lead at this stage. Then Southern France. Next in the field are Maid Herman Hess, and then Cadre du Noir. Further back, Ella Kahan, Aurora's Symphony, Hustle Award, Long Arm, well back, Salino and Third Realm. So it's White Marlin, 700 metres to go. Just came back to them fractionally, a length and a quarter. Vow and Declare. Here comes El Patroness to the outside. Timor whacks away before the corner as they run it towards the 450. White Marlin, now Childs gives it a dig. Still led by a length and a half. El Patroness and Luna Flare into the clear is coming home hard. Then Vow and Declare, He's a Shocker. White Marlin at the 300, grabbed by Luna Flare, who ran on by. Then El Patroness, a gap has to La War. It's over. Luna Flare at the 150. 4 lengths, 5 lengths in front, and the mare is going to come away, Luna Flare, and get her spot in Australia's most iconic race, the Cup. Luna Flare won it by 5 lengths, White Marlin. Hustle Award third. Photo fourth, El Patroness or Salino, who ran through the line. Then, as they run it towards the 450, White Marlin, now Childs gives it a dig. Still led by a length and a half. El Patroness and Luna Flare into the clear is coming home hard. Then Vow and Declare, He's a Shocker. White Marlin at the 300, grabbed by Luna Flare, who ran on by. Then El Patroness, a gap has to La War. It's over. Luna Flare at the 150. 4 lengths, 5 lengths in front, and the mare is going to come away, Luna Flare, and get her spot in Australia's most iconic race, the Cup. Luna Flare won it by 5 lengths, White Marlin. Hustle Award third. Photo fourth, El Patroness or Salino, who ran through the line. Then came Ella Kahan, and
just try and stop Luna Flare from taking her place in the 2023 Lexus Melbourne Cup. She has dominated the Andrew Ramsden with a performance to enjoy. They've run some serious time here. White Marlin poured it on and in the end set it up for Luna Flair. Of course, the Bart Cummings winner of last spring wasn't able to take her place in last year's Lexus Melbourne Cup. Graham Begg and his team can set Ramsden and punches her ticket to Tuesday, November 7. The 14th mare in the 60 runnings of the Duke of Norfolk, now known as the Andrew Ramsden, to win this race and win it in style and social platforms. It's time for the SA Derby.
Market here, Thomas Farm South Australian Derby. Promises kept favourite, $4.40. She's Fit Aberfeldy Boy, $10.
Loco, who's ridden patiently. Likewise, Aberfeldy Boy, and the last one is Reservoir Dog. They're working to the side and nearing the 1,000 metres in the Thomas Farm South Australian Derby, and the leader is Promises Kept. Dunwoody's got to second. Here are the runs going early. Out wide, moving up is She's Fit. It's starting to pour the pressure in. Ain't He Grand's also moving. Captain Pluto is just zooming along in behind them, alongside of Swazero, then Bengal Boy, Prince Takia, followed by Gotta Be Savvy. Loco's midfield now, he's improved with Dunkel, Red Sun Sensation. Then came, as they race up to the bend, Northern Barrage. Towards the back is High Approach and Reservoir Dog. It's a packing field in the Derby, and Promises Kept still shows the way. 500 metres to run. She's Fit right there, ready to pounce. Bengal Boy in behind them now is Swazero getting into the clear, and then Loco joining in from Dunkel. Promises Kept dash for home. She's a couple clear with great acceleration. Bengal Boy, Local. Then came Dunkel and She's Kept. Promises kept going. A couple clear from Bengal Boy. Dunkel's rallying late. Dunkel after Promises Kept. Dunkel reeling in, and the Derby's his to savour. Dunkel won the Derby from Promises Kept. Aberfeldy Boy might have grabbed third from Loco, and then Bengal Boy. Swazero, Reservoir Dog ran on. Red Sun Sensation. Higher
Dunkel storms to Derby victory, a maiden Group 1 for Billy Egan. Patrick Payne, he won this race as a jockey.
Well, tell me a bit about the ownership group.
Well, mainly it's Patrick and Andy Morton, who works for job that he's done with him. Just sensational.
What a record he's building. He's now won 6 from 8. He won the Tasmanian Derby as well.
He did, yes. I don't know whether you saw those, but he couldn't win it at the 20-metre mark, and he's burst through. He's just an amazing...
Group 1's everywhere, and this is our feature today. $1.5 million up for grabs for the Ladbrokes Doomben 10,000. It's over 1,200 metres. Weight money. If Giga...
So you think Chautauqua Northerly Classique legend if he wins today? That's not bad, is it? So he jumps up behind Zaki and the next one. And have a look at what he did as a 3-year-old. I mean, Giga Kick lightly raced and has had this remarkable season and won all that money. But have a look at Manicato from a Coolmore stud of the moment, Emily.
Yeah, Giga Kick, he looks great, doesn't he? And Clayton Douglas has made no secret of how well this horse is, how confident he feels about where Giga...
Listen to Clayton Douglas during the week. You would think the $1.60's value, $1.10 off the back of his confidence levels. Beyond that, though, Arv Cabin is our $5.50 second elect. Marzu at $9.50, having peaked at $11 at one point. Valana has hardly moved from that.
They've gone through the first 400 metres. Overpass outside of Prince of Boom, testing him, but not crossing him at this stage. We had a smart one slotted into a Butte spot in third, and the roughie centre fire in fourth. Have a look at Giga Kick. Have a look at Giga Kick at the halfway mark. He's fit 4 off the lead and travelling extra well. Then came Valana, followed by Arv Cabin. Well back was Marzu, Maria Mia, and A Case of You was last. First 635.03. He peels out 4 and 5 wide on Giga Kick. Prince of Boom led into the straight from overpass on the outside. Giga Kick is ambling up to that pair. Wider was Arv Cabin, and the other centre by We Own a Smart One. He hasn't released the brain jet on. Giga Kick on the outside. Overpass still in front. Giga Kick's got to dig deep now. He's digging deep. He's digging deep, and he's going to win the 10,000. Giga Kick bit overpass. Brave in defeat. Marzu a rattling third, and fourth was Arv Cabin. A Case of You not far away. Then Prince of Boom, Valana, Maria Mia, and the tail end.
It's a terrific win. He's beaten very good horses. Overpass continues to excel. Marzu runs very, very well. Arv Cabin was good, but it wasn't pretty, Em. A good win, a big tick. He goes to number 9 on the all-time money list.
metres, and this Group 1 has had a long and illustrious history.
It's always popular, but there's 10 times more on Zaki than the next best backed runner in the race, which is Hutor. I'm going to change from Huetor to Hutor today.
Straight Doomben Cup 2023, 900 left to run, and Zaki is on a mission to try and lead all of the way. He leads Banker's Choice by a length, and Zarek is a length away in third at the half mile. Numerian in fourth, Dewis fifth, and then came Palmetto, followed by Huetor, Diamil, Kovalika, No Compromise. 3 lengths away, Nonconformist, and a Tissue faces a huge task from last of all. By the 600 metres, the first 1400, 1:26.16. The leader is Zaki. He starts to ride him along now as Banker's Choice gets closer on the outside. Numerian was next. They're followed by Zarek, just waiting on an inside run as Zaki turned into the straight in front. Watts under the bonnet will know soon. He leads Zarek up on the inside. Wide of Numerian, Banker's Choice. Huetor into the clear, and Kovalika pitching inside runs. Zaki is all out. He is all out, the favourite. He is gone. Numerian and Huetor on the outside. Now pair off for the cup prize. On the outside, Huetor going a little better than Numerian. Huetor's cup. Huetor won. Beat Numerian. Kovalika third. Watch the Derby next week. And Dewis in fourth. Then came Nonconformist.
So we get our dual winner, don't we? It was not what we were focused on completely, that is for sure. So Wettall goes back-to-back, the fourth horse now to win 2 Doomben Cups, the third consecutively. It's a big...
One's been truckloaded by any stretch. Renaissance Woman is the best backed. Fireburn of the two is probably the one, given we went up $6 about Fireburn, and Renaissance Woman was $3.60 at first. It's only 50 cents.
Side run. Renaissance Woman trying to shift off the inside, but in some traffic. Then Tyresa, Presidium Arch, Super Chilled. A long way back, Irish Sally, Yankee Hustle. Firebird looks as though she'll be ridden for luck. She's third last in the run in a packing field. Then came Noah Deal and Super Chilled to the outside. Around the turn into the straight, Secura Girl heads for home in front. Where are the dangers? Because she's got a break of 2 lengths. Madame Odette Premise run on. Renaissance Woman starts to thunder down the outside. Where's Firebird? Getting through in the centre now. Secura Girl tackled by the big guns. Firebird and Renaissance Woman. Look at Firebird. Look at Firebird. On target for the Oaks. Brilliant dress rehearsal performance. Wins the Roses. Beats Renaissance Woman and Secura Girl. Putters got it right. Then Yankee Headliner, Irish Sally, and Venetian Blue is the last one over the line in 2-3-44.
Fist pump. That's the best ride I've seen today by a cricket pitch and a half. I loved being on Fireburn in the run. I loved the quiet ride. And guys, I'll go to you, Emma.
But he's
race, and Yellow Brick was the best backed runner across the 2 venues that I'm covering today. First thing this morning, that has not changed by race time. Yellow Brick absolutely hammered here, occupying 50% of the hold. Hawaii 5-0 at $4 is on the second line. Zoo Tiger is the one that punters.
Just over 800 left to run at end assembly. Took it up. Leads 2 to Zoo Tiger with a gun run second, and Ditto Hawaii 5-0 third. Fashion Legend fourth the outside, trailed by Atmosphere. Sandpaper 3 wide. Swiss Exile about 7th on the rail. Yellow Brick centre field in traffic. Then came Mumbai Jewel right off the track. Followed by Soothsayer, Terzier. Then Lubrication, Kiko. 7 Vales, Larrikin Rogue, and Cradle of Life. They thunder for home. End Assembly led the way, but Zoo Tiger is the immediate challenger on the outside. Hawaii 5-0 navigating to the clear. Yellow Brick right behind him, and then Fashion Legend and Swiss Exile. End Assembly still in front. Hawaii 5-0 trying hard. Zoo Tiger can't go on, and Yellow Brick is running out of time. End Assembly in front. Hawaii 5-0 went up at the lead. Yellow Brick charging now. Too late. Hawaii 5-0. Stradbroke bound. Beat home Yellow Brick. End Assembly. Not certain about fourth. Swiss Exile there. Not far away either was Sandpaper. Then over the line.
So Gaze won it 3 times with Adrian a couple of times. It was a beautiful ride. He absolutely gunned at Nash, didn't he? He's a high-class horse. Yellow Brick was fantastic, I thought. But he doesn't get into the Stradbroke now, so it's a costly one for him. And End Assembly hung on well. But we've got a Stradbroke player, and we know one thing, Lizzie.
I spoke to her at the start of the carnival launch and I said, who's your Stradbroke horses? And she mentioned, oh, I've got Hawaii 5-0, I've got Converge. He's sort of my, number one. But the improvement that this guy has made through each and every run,
is evident to how they've been placing him and training him. They have definitely found the key.
For the 146 of the Queensland Derby, it's got an incredible honour roll. It's got $1 million and a beautiful trophy to go with all.
He picks himself, except for the 2,400 metres, but I'm sure he'll be fine with
He's
that.
just brilliant, and you're questioning.
In the race. So the money is certainly on. Promises Kept is on the second line at $8. Special Sway at $12. And you guys alluded to it. I did just want to make mention on Fame. So $51 the open. Bottomed out at $11, now $12. But in
the Boulder is last of all. The Derby heads along the back straight, half the journey completed, and the leader was Sacred Mission by 3/4 to White Tack in second. The Englishman dropped to the rail to be third. Special Sway still covering ground. Then came Extra Revs between runners as they go to the 1,000. Promises Kept lying in about 6th position. Now Kovalika, J-Max on the way forward. He's making his move. Stroke of Luck was next. Then Cut on a Dime, the Vowels, followed by Aberfeldy Boy, well back Andalus. Then came Amalgamation, Tapple Doodle Doo, Smart Are We, followed by a long way back Subarctic. Second last coming down the side was Arby, and now Famous Stone Motherless last. Heading towards the 600 metres, Sacred Mission being heeled along. Leads from White Tack, racing third the Englishman. He's had a good run. Then Extra Revs, followed by Special Sway, yielding ground, then Stroke of Luck. Kovalika now starts to close on the leaders and close on them pretty smartly as well. In the home straight though, short of 400 left to run. Kovalika immediately took control of the Derby and shot away. Look at Kovalika go. Promises Kept comes out of the ruck. Running on fairly down the outside was Stroke of Luck, but look at Kovalika. He's a mile in front with 100 metres left to go. Fame has made up many lengths getting to second. Stroke of Luck third, but Kovalika too good. The favourite wins the Derby and wins it well. Beats home Fame, Stroke of Luck. Fourth not certain.
Wins his, have a look at J-Mac there, having a good long look back. It was oh so easy. The runner-up was an absolute eye-catcher as well.
Yeah, unbelievable performance from Kovalika, but as you mentioned, it was an eye-catching performance from Fame as well, who was finding the line like nothing else in the field. But Kovalika has had a big boom on him for quite some time, and as Richo mentioned, a long time ago, this would have been in the plan of Chris Waller, and he was able to execute it not perfectly, not to his liking, but to the way, the result that he got in the end. So great performance. A Stroke of Luck, I think.
Because it doesn't matter where you are in a race. They make their own luck, the good horses, and he did that really well. There wasn't a moment of...
Hey, we've had 10 different name changes this race. Can you believe it? couple of beers, about 3 wines, you name it. Now we've got Kingsford Smith, who's a distinguished aviator, of course.
Oh, right, not a good horse. Okay.
So he is a fizzy horse. I mean, Joe's talked a lot about that. He's a fizzy horse.
He is. He's high energy. He's fizzy. I think there's been a bit of a worry about how he was going to parade. I've seen him parade like this.
Ace of You was actually our favourite in this one, but... think about it, it's managed to take that mantle back at $4.60. Occupies 30% of the hold, which outweighs its price, but I wouldn't say it's been a good go. King of Sparta at $6.50 is not too many have found support. Paulele, best of luck in potentially the final run.
Last, and Paulele has gone out to the tail. 800 left to run. Eduardo, he's going to try and lead all the way, but Rothfire right at his face in second, although I'd suggest they've steady mid-race. Valana 3 wide, can't get in, stuck. King of Sparta in a great spot, fourth the rail, that Emerald Kingdom. Think about it, travelling up 3 wide with cover, a dangerous 6 at the turn, a Case of You trying to navigate into the clear, then Converge 11-11, a long way back was Shalo, Alpine Edge, Kerwin's Lane, a mile back Palaiza Pad, Gentleman Roy and Paulele. In the straight, Rothfire charged to the front. Here comes Think About It. After Rothfire, who's got a decent kick though, Rothfire the leader, slowly but surely Think About It gets on terms. Rothfire the inside, Think About It the outside. Think About It race to the lead. Flashing open on the inside, Converge. Think About It in front and one. Think About It won the Kingsford Smith from a flashing Converge. Rothfire and King of Sparta. Followed then by Shalo 11 and Eduardo, and not finishing the track, Palaiza Pan.
Well, he keeps the picket fence going. He's just a fantastic horse. They raise the bar. That man raises the bar. He's the man behind him, Joe Pride, and he responds. It was a good win. Gee, it was a good win, and he drops to 54 kilos in the Stradbroke. He's going to be sure. Converge good. He keeps his Stradbroke hopes alive. Rothfire runs third, fourth last year, and King of Sparta probably not the...
I think if there was more speed in the race, you would have seen him finish a lot closer. He didn't have the best of runs, but it's all about how you make the luck in running,
true.
isn't it? And think about it. He can sit 3 wide with cover. He can kick off at a slow tempo for fast tempo. He's got so many bits of armoury, and he's able to use them and utilise them, and that's all about it. Was always around that 450 mark, so he's only come in a point. And Hawaii 5-0 has cemented himself. He's now in the Stradbroke, so he wasn't even in the field before, but there was...
The Channel 7 Queensland Oaks starting in the early 1950s. Everyone wants to win an Oaks, and in Boston's
Phillies Classic was taken out by Ethereal, who in the same year claimed the Caulfield and Melbourne Cup double.
And look at this, Ethereal from the tail of the field, by golly. Oh, Ethereal's come from nowhere.
Chris back-to-back wins and was still yet to claim a Group 1 scalp.
And Winks has raced to the lead from Imperial. That's Ungrateful Allen, and this is a monstrous win in the Oaks. Winks eased down, 3 lengths Ungrateful Allen, and that is...
Horse before. We get to watch your replays, and, you know, something I've done over a long period of time throughout my career. It is always an advantage if you have ridden them before, but you get a good guide on them watching their replays, and also, you know, short...
Ollie, this would be something, Richard.
Oh, wouldn't it? So can Ollie win another Group 1 and go to 128 with his great mate Chris Lees? They've had a wonderful association. Chris offered him the ride. Ollie went and had a look at the form.
It's that mantle, but there's not too much between that horse and A Fair Swiv. Now, that's a $4 second elect, but it is the best. Presenia March at $9, Amacura at $9, Secura Girl at $11, and then Super Chilled at $14. Mar Eustace runner looking for 4 straight. That is the best backed runner in the race.
Out of the back to the side, 900 left to run. Queensland Oaks, 2023, and Let Me Rain calls the shots. But Secura Girl is nice and dangerous. Now a half a length in the rears are at the half mile. Super Chilled third, Divine Purpose fourth. Both have had good runs. Likewise for Chevelle D'Or outside of Original Gaze. Then came No One a Deal, followed by Madame Odette. Proscenium Arch in centre field, about to make a move. Then Rio So Dazzling. A long way back was Amacura in the rail, ridden defensively by Oliver. Trying to make ground. A Fair Sweever to late off them. Renaissance Woman behind it. Then Yankee Hustle. Fireflies carrying Lass and Tyresa. In the straight below the 400 metres. And Secura Girl bounded to a clear lead. Rio emerging from the ruck, coming after the leader. Then Divine Purpose. No One a Deal putting in. Amacura threading the needle. A Fair Sweever and Renaissance Woman with work to do. Rio in front. Amacura the danger. Up went Amacura. And Ollie went for home. Amacura shooting clear. Rio can do no more. But it's Amacura's Oaks. Won impressively. Nino Rio. No One a Deal. Renaissance Woman. Then A Fair Sweever. Followed by Yankee Hustle. Woman behind it. Then Yankee Hustle. Fireflies carrying Lass and Tyresa. In the straight below the 400 metres. And Secura Girl bounded to a clear lead. Rio emerging from the ruck, coming after the leader. Then Divine Purpose. No One a Deal putting in. Amacura threading the needle. A Fair Sweever and Renaissance Woman with work to do. Rio in front. Amacura the danger. Up went Amacura. And Ollie went for home. Amacura shooting clear. Rio can do no more. But it's Amacura's Oaks. Won impressively. Nino Rio. No One a Deal. Renaissance Woman. Then A Fair Sweever. Followed by Yankee Hustle.
So Chris Lees gets a second Queensland Oaks, and that's a big story. A 16th Group 1, but you know what? It's about the GOAT. It's about Ollie. It was the most brilliant ride by Damien. He had to shuffle a bit on the home turn, and shuffle he did. And then he came with that mighty run on a filly that's got so much potential. And Ollie now goes to 128 Group 1s. He puts a space between...
Put on an absolute clinic there where he was back about 5th last. He drew barrier 1. He weaved through the field with a filly by Kermadec, the New Zealand bred Kermadec. And Amacura wins Ollie for Chris Lees. Look at him trucking up behind Rio.
Put really good margins on its fields in recent runs, and look at the ears pricked on the line. There's plenty more to offer when it comes to Amacura, so really special. And second,
the way they planned this filly, they took her to the Sunshine Coast. She had to win that Class 1, Richo, to get enough money, and they thought, is she in? Now we're seeing a very promising staying filly here. It's actually the old O'Shea Stakes, so that's what it is. It's a Group 2er. A name that maybe won't last forever. There's been Maybe they call it...
Eye for future horses coming to Australia. What a...
Here, they have launched into this one 5.5 times more than the second favourite. So without a fight, Crunched, $3.10. Numerian, a little on the easy side. I know the price has hovered around that $6 quote, but in terms of money...
Along the back straight, 1100 left to run. Serpentine with a full head of steamers going strongly up front, and Colding, he's sticking with him. That margin now 4 or 5 to Lions Roar in third. No Compromise in fourth, and Luncey's in fifth. Two to Dewis getting a great trip in midfield outside of Youngwerther. Numerian was next inside of Banker's Choice. No moves because these leaders are going lickety-split. Then came Without a Fight, Media Award, Wetor, Nonconformist and Fame. Down the side, 700 left to run. Serpentine and Colding are still a long way clear, and now there's 600 metres left to go. They're out by 5 to Lions Roar, pushed along. Then came Luncey's, followed by No Compromise. Dewis working into the picture, followed then by Youngwerther. Numerian getting on its bike. Then came to the outside was Banker's Choice. Without a Fight starts to wind up beyond the centre of the track. He starts to put in big strides, and Nonconformist was the widest runner. It's still Serpentine calling the shots at the Q22. Luncey's, and here comes Without a Fight. He's got wings. Without a Fight raced up, dashed away. Nonconformist emerging for the ruck. Then Luncey's, but minor money only, boys and girls, because Without a Fight is awesome. He's down, won the Q22 and won it brilliantly from Nonconformist, Dewis and Luncey's. Then came Wetor, followed by, at the head of the others, Fame, Banker's Choice, Numerian. Then...
Well, Zaki, a couple of years ago, we always find one, don't we, that's going to be a major player. We've found one over shorter distances, but we've got a genuine weight for age horse that could compete, I think, at the very highest level in Melbourne and Sydney after what we've seen here today and a fortnight ago.
Yeah, won't that lunch date?
Rough Habit, who in 1992 lumped 58.5 kilos, making him the only horse in 30 years to carry more than 56 to victory.
Rough Habit's flying on the rails. Rough Habit moved up, grabbed the lead, and he's won the Stradbroke. What a performance, Rough Habit. What a performance, Rough Habit.
In 1997, Dane Ripper won the Stradbroke.
Dane Ripper wins the Stradbroke.
The same years, the race has had high-profile victors, including 5-time Group 1 winner Santa Ana Lane in 2018.
Santa Ana Lane for the Stradbroke.
Third last year. This year, Queensland's favourite has to come from the extreme outside.
Yeah, and 57 kilos. It makes it so tough. So meets
guy that I think they've all got to beat. He's Richo's on-top selection as well. I had a look at him in the stalls, Bruce. He is definitely come on because his attitude and the way that he presented. But I was happy to see him. Enormous horse, but not only that, he's been an enormous horse. But not only that, he's been revitalised.
On race day, this market's been open for months, and punters have been jumping into different horses along the way. Think About It has been the most popular over the past 3 weeks or so, and that certainly continued again today, but only occupies 28% of the hold. So I expected from $3 Think About It, Cardinal Gem, Hawaii 5-0, and then Aft Cabin. You win.
There's nothing like this race in Queensland. You can't manufacture it.
Racing. Great start of the Stradbroke. Scalapini flew out with Gentleman Roy. Rothfire out wide, coming across steadily, and Hawaii 5-0 settling in fourth. Not far away soon after the start was Paleza Pan, then Chain of Lightning, followed by Cardinal Gem and TikTok Queen, Men Surf Dancer. Think About It, midfield and a bit deep, followed by Ruthless Dame. And Gentleman Roy used Barry Wonderful advantage, leads Rothfire by 3/4. Hawaii 5-0 sitting pretty in third. Scalapini fourth, Chain of Lightning fifth, and Exposed 3 wide. TikTok Queen sixth the row, then Paleza Pad. Think About It travelling 3 wide, but with cover. Valana right on his back, then Surf Dancer. Cardinal Gem in that bunch, and then came Superstorm, followed by Aft Cabin. A long way back, Ruthless Dame and Royal Merchant with work to do. Then 11-11 Converge, trying to thread the needle, and Holyfield turned in last. They're in the straight of the Stradbroke. Gentleman Roy Rothfire. Hawaii 5-0 bursting between the pair. Chain of Lightning joining in, and here comes Think About It, descending down the centre of the track. Rothfire, the Queenslander, reached the lead. Think About It's got it. Is there anything coming from the back? Not at this stage. Think About It goes for home. Clipping it, riding high. You've got a boy. Think About It. The favourite won the Straddy. Beat Rothfire. Hawaii 5-0. Ruthless Ruthless Dame. Then Paleza Pan, Chain of Field turned in last. They're in the straight of the Stradbroke. Gentleman Roy Rothfire. Away 5-0 bursting between the pair. Chain of Lightning joining in. And here comes Think About It descending down the centre of the track. Rothfire, the Queenslander, reached the lead. Think About It's got it. Is there anything coming from the back? Not at this stage. Think About It goes for home. Clifford riding high. You've got a boy. Think About It. The favourite Wonderstrutty. Beat Rothfire. Away 5-0. Ruthless Dame. Then Paleza Pan, Chain of Lightning, followed by Converge, TikTok Queen, Afkaman Valada, then Royal Merchant, Gentleman Roy, Cardinal over the line, the favourite.
Yes, wins the Stradbroke. It's getting bigger and better, isn't it? He's won 7 consecutive races. He's got a couple of Group 1s to his name. That's a big winning margin for him, Lizzie. He doesn't put more than a length on too many. Rothfire was magnificent. He's now been placed into an Hawaii 5-0, runs a bottler. It's the perfect ending to the brilliant build-up. Lizzie, you've been well done, young lady.
Very proud of him. He's such an amazing horse. I mean, I actually was speaking to Jamie Walter about his story and where he's come from, and he actually had a tendon injury when he was a 2-year-old, and he was turned out for 12 months, and they forgot about him. They said, you know what, is he ever going to come back? And as soon as he came back into the stable, he spent some time at Emran Park. There was really positive signs there. What do I take out of that? Patient with these horses. He never raced until he was a 3-year-old, and then he's built up his career, and what they've been able to do, they're going to reap the rewards. He's now going to an Everest after going out a dual Group 1 winner.
And if they didn't go towards the Everest, I'm convinced that he'd be a miler plus, and he might even be a Cox Plate horse. Maybe that's for the following season, because he's a son of So You Think. He is an incredible young horse, and Bruce, you summed it up. Cox Plate winners, when they stand at stud, produce really good horses.
Absolutely, and So You Think. And you think of what's happened in Queensland over the last 4 weeks, Giga Kick and Think It Over, when we think to the Spring and the Everest and all of those things. But for Joe Pride, he's a young master. We know that. For Sam Clipperton in this beautiful journey. He's a dual Group 1 winner. He's the star of the Queensland winter. He's the numero uno. He's in the Everest right up to those beautiful ears of his. We're going to hear from all the